Hello, 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 and welcome to a very green edition of the Rag Company Podcast Q&A Thursday right here on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Dane Hennon. To my right, Levi Gates.
Dane.
Yes. And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Dane, thanks for having me. Glad to be here. We made it to the end of the rainbow, boys.
We got it.
We made it.
Well, yes.
No. So, feeling pretty good about it. I like your shirt.
Dane,
Maybe
I want to
it's 'cause
thank you
I
for buying
picked
all
them
these.
out.
Yeah,
but,
it's good job.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I should have probably just worn the black shirt. I threw it over my gray shirt, so it is kind of feeling weird, but it feels good. I like that you got each of us.
Yes. These Walmart shirts we get every single year always fit kind of weird.
They're very, like my sleeves are like half the size.
I was this
I feel like
close.
this is like
I was this close to getting one of you a Shrek shirt. So just be glad I didn't go that right because it said "green guy with an attitude," and it was just it was kind of it was something. So anyway,
it's like those people that wear the "This is my Halloween costume"
Yes,
t-shirts.
that's exactly what it is. So anyway, guys, this is a detailing podcast for the most part. Car stuff, you name it. We answer your detailing questions. If you have them, drop them in the comments below, and we'll keep this train rolling.
I like it.
Before we get too far, we are the Rag Company, and we do have housekeeping as usual. What's going on in the world of TRC?
Well, Dane, thanks for asking. Right now at the ragcompany.com, you can pick up your very own mystery kit for St. Patty's Day. Can you believe it?
Oh, may the luck of the Irish be with you.
They're back, they're green, and they're ready to be shipped out. We can't believe it. So let's go ahead and click on the listing there. For $77.77, you have your choice of 4 different mystery kits, right? So you want to make sure you don't buy the same one twice. If you want to get some variety in there, buy a couple. Make sure just to select 2 different ones. But this is happening. I mean, this is happening right now.
Yep.
It's going to be going all the way till Monday night, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is probably the best way to get in the holiday spirit. Spend a little money.
Yeah.
Take a risk.
Enjoy
take a gamble. And maybe, just maybe, you'll get some of the most premium detailing products you've ever used in your entire life with a maximum value of $180, right? One of these kits is worth $180
retail. There's $180 worth of stuff?
But you only
do
pay
I have to pay
$77 for it?
Oh, I don't have to pay $200 for it?
I can't remember what the minimum is. I think the minimum kit value was like $130 something.
Okay.
But the highest kit value was like $180.
Oh. That's the mystery.
That's why
it's a mystery.
It's a gamble, right? But it is only $77.
That's
so
a pretty good deal.
Ultimately, you're gaining another
Yeah, you're going to get an extra $60 to more money.
Dude, you can get up to double in value, which is pretty cool. So these kits have been curated. Not by myself.
Oh.
Who curated
Normally,
these?
you're kind of the guy, so
if you guys want to know how this worked out,
tell us.
me and Dane, we were in Florida.
That's
true.
right.
And these kits were curated by John Green, which I am giving a pass to because of his last name is Green.
Yes.
And so he seemed very adamant about wanting to make these kits himself, and he's seen me doing it for enough years now where he sent me his list, and I said,
looks good.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
That green list is Anthony approved.
We call him Juan Verde for a reason.
We do.
Nice.
We do that. So anyways, ragcompany.com, our mystery kit sale is live. We really hope you pick some up. You score a few. Have fun with it, obviously. And then on top of that, we have our stickers that are going out during the sale. So, really quick, too. We do have our limited, I don't know if we call this limited, but we have our TRC leather patch hat here.
Till
which
supplies
is
last.
A special edition kind of green that we've done here for St. Patty's Day.
It's an olive green.
I think it's super
a very
cool.
classy looking hat.
It
I
is.
like it a lot.
Yeah.
This is the kind of hat where you go out to the bar, right? Drinking your Guinness. Somebody looks over and says,
I think that guy wants to fight.
I think that guy wants to fight, right?
But like in a classy way.
But
in a classy way.
But then you guys start talking about premium detailing products, and you hit it off, and before you know it, you're best friends, and you're washing each other's cars, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it works out. So pick up that hat. You definitely need it. But can I get a shot of this sticker here, Glenn? Over here on my face cam, also known as my nose cam, kiss me. I'm a detailer.
Very
How
nice.
fun is that?
It's a great sticker.
Put this in the back of your car, right?
Yeah.
You're either going to weird people out,
Right.
Right?
Or you're going to get kisses.
or you're going
Yeah.
to get kisses, dude. I
Pretty
mean,
great.
What's
Pretty
the worst,
great.
What's the worst?
I mean,
that
just
can
like a
happen?
mystery box, you don't know what you're going to get until after you buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kiss Me Detailer, it's going to look amazing on your fridge, the back of your vehicle, your bumper.
Anywhere, really.
Firstborn child, maybe your own pot of
Refrigerator.
gold at home, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You definitely need this in your life. So anyways, very proud of our team here at theradcompany.com for pulling off this sale. And then for Glenn getting everything set up. And
Thank
you
you,
guys
Glenn.
want to see something disgustingly cool?
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go.
Enjoy.
Little peek into the corner.
Enjoy.
Their very festive corner. Glenn
Can we
always
get- can we
decorates the Anthony
Can we
picture.
get a camera on that? I know we got to zoom in.
It's
shot.
really, it's something else. Yeah. Oh, man, that's good. That's good.
She does a great job every year.
You know, we're going to eventually auction off that photo.
I hope so.
You know, that's
Every year, you just turn more and more into Ed Sheeran.
dude. That's a genuine. I signed that photo.
That
right?
was the funniest thing. You got that as a you did that as a white elephant gift. And my favorite was that you put a gift card to Starbucks on the back of it.
Yeah.
Then you put it in the pile,
Yeah.
wrapped up. And one of our newest hires
Yeah.
unwrapped that. Had no idea who you were.
Oh,
No, you didn't.
Didn't
Poor
understand
guy.
why there was the muscle man
Yeah.
autograph.
What
He got
is
his
this?
super.
He's like,
dude,
what
he
the
was
heck
so
is this?
uncomfortable. He
Yeah.
like opened it up and like his face was disgusted.
Yeah.
He literally.
He was like, he almost quit his job.
He grabbed
my
the gift
gosh.
card and then put my picture face down.
Face down. He didn't want to
And
look
then
at it.
Everybody was trying to joke around with him.
They were
saying,
all
dude,
laughing,
dude,
like,
do you
that is
get it?
hilarious.
It's Anthony over there.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who. Yeah.
Does he still work here?
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Oh.
he
Okay,
still
good.
works here.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
He ended up fitting in.
He ended up
Jeez.
working out.
Yeah.
But
No,
it was
it's
one of
all
those
good.
uncomfortable moments where you were like, sorry.
Yeah.
But thankfully, Glenn
Yep.
jumped at the chance and she goes, nope, I need that for the podcast,
There
for
you
the
go.
backdrop.
Yep.
I will
Dude, I
take
think
it.
It found its
That's
home.
going to be our next charity sales. What that's
Yeah.
going to do. All
Ooh.
proceeds go to a
Next time
charity.
you guys do a
Your
studio
choice.
barbecue, huh?
I'm hoping that thing like fetches
Yeah.
like $100. We'll see what
Okay.
happens. So
Great.
Just don't bury me again. All
Anyways, we have no other further housekeeping to do, so let's
No,
go
that's
ahead
it.
and jump
Oh.
into some detailing questions.
right. So
I
you
think
know
my
where to go,
brain was getting
theradcompany.com.
squished in that thing.
Oh.
This is a beautiful hat, Dane. It is too small.
I'm sorry about that.
That is all right.
I didn't measure your head before you came in, but
I'm
there
gonna
is
put some
green
comfort back on
underside.
here. Here
of
we
the bill
go.
There, you're good. All right,
worry.
so I'm going to start things off here. Yes, with David Boyce saying, "Good watch and talk yesterday on the BRZ."
Thank you, guys. Hopefully, you guys got a chance to watch it.
I
I was
hope
talking
so.
to Justin Dean from KCX,
Coach Kemp,
former
yeah.
Grand Ambassador of the Year.
Yeah, yes, he is.
And I said, "Did you get to watch the Wash and Talk?" And he goes, "No, I didn't, but I saw it. It
Yeah.
popped up on my For Me page."
Surprise stream.
He goes, and I saw it was all KCX stuff, so I'm going to watch it. That's pretty cool. What'd you guys do?
Yeah.
And kind of gave him the whole spiel about it and told him how many people tuned in
Yeah.
with no notice.
Yep.
But that
Zero
was on
notice.
purpose, guys. We wanted to test the system and see what we could get.
Who
And
gets
so
notified,
It's pretty
you
great.
know?
So thank you, everybody who tuned in. If you haven't had a chance, please go back and watch it. It's a good
Yeah.
watch.
It seems like on the whole, people were getting notified like 15 or 20 minutes into it. They were getting a heads up, and then they're showing up. So I think that's the way YouTube's been.
Pretty good, though.
Anyway, moving along here, we got Alex Dewar. Anthony, what's Alex saying?
Alex says, "Happy Friday Eve, TRC family. I hope everyone's been having a great week. This is sorry, I said wake.
Wake.
Having a
Week,
great week.
week.
Alex Dewar, right? Grand Ambassador of the Year 2022.
Two.
I'm getting my years. Gosh, so it's a blur now. Right? It's been
Yeah.
it's been so much
Well,
fun.
Justin Dean is 2021.
Yes, correct.
It's
so,
just
so Alex is going to be
where
joining
the
us for
years go.
TRCMA 2024.
So will
Actually,
Justin.
that's what I need to talk
Yeah.
about. TRCMA 2024
There it is.
Weeks away.
literally 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that's so close.
Yeah. Can you
Actually,
believe it?
2 weeks and like 3 days or something like
Yeah.
that. I can't freaking believe it, Levi.
Basically,
This
just
is
about
going to
to
be
happen.
the most fun anybody has ever had in their life on a live stream detailing event.
Okay,
and I
that
don't
might be selling it a bit.
No.
No, I
Dane.
said on a live stream detailing event. All right,
Okay.
I am
Yeah.
keeping this niche because
Okay, yeah.
I can't blow this out of proportion here. But TRCMA, we put a ton of work into this. You're going to get all of your questions answered. You're going to see all the latest and greatest in detailing, everything from new products, tools, techniques, and more. A lot of amazing faces, such as Alex Dewar's Grand Ambassador of the Year.
Absolutely.
I mean, the Canadian cohort of Jamie the Cleaner, who is our Grand Ambassador Showdown winner of 2023. He's going to be here as
Yeah,
well.
amazing.
It's going to be an absolute party. They're going to be hosting the
Wait.
mid-show.
Wait.
Yes.
We're back. We got to go backwards.
What?
2023 is Jamie the cleaner. 2022 is Bradley.
Oh my God.
2021 is Alex. And 2020 is Justin Dean.
Holy cow.
Holy crap, dude.
What did you, the last
We got to go back in time.
Yeah, as the kingmaker,
everything since
I've made a lot of
2020
these
is just
amazing kings.
Yeah.
blurry mess.
Yes.
I can't tell it
So
apart.
anyway, sorry for
Sorry
the
about
confusion.
that. There's probably somebody that commented.
Like I
Sorry.
said, I had an
Incredibly
idea
upset.
to get them all sashes to wear
Yeah.
with the year. That way we wouldn't get
Yes.
confused. They'd be wearing it like a Miss America pageant.
Yeah, you got your
sash.
Miss 2022,
True.
your
Right.
Miss 2021.
That would see. Yeah, it'd say Grand Ambassador
Yeah.
of the year with a year at the bottom.
Makes
And maybe
sense.
it's in
We
gold.
can still make those sashes.
We probably could get that
I just
done.
don't
You
know.
start
It just
with
would
your
make it a
little
lot
exercise
easier
band
for
here.
everybody.
Yeah.
But could you imagine how great that would be? They're in their halftime mid-show. They're both wearing their sashes.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe we go to the KCX booth and they're talking with Justin's wearing his sash over his KCX uniform.
Ideally, what I would like to do is at TRCMA, right? During like our lunches, I would like to make like a mini Epcot in the TRC Media Studio.
Oh man,
Ooh, I
travel
like
around
that.
the world.
Where you get people from different countries to run their own little like country stand, right? So
That could be another thing.
I have
Yeah.
Alex there selling Canadian wares and goods, right? I have Jamie selling things from the deep south, right?
Right.
Like fan boat vouchers and things like that, right?
Some Buc-ee's like
Well, no,
snacks.
Darren, the hairy housewife, right, who's
Yeah.
going to be here, right?
Yeah.
He's going to have that delicious
Have some-
honey that
Oh,
everybody's
wow.
going to be
honey
getting.
and some tea.
Everybody's going to be
honey.
getting high on. I mean, not high, but everybody's going to be getting just
Enjoying.
buzzed on that honey.
Yeah.
And then he's also going to be selling, like, I don't know what else, English breakfasts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there you go.
But I would love to have a mini Epcot here.
Yeah, we
at
have
TRC.
Lars.
so
with
Lars
some-
is doing the verse.
Lars will have some verse
Yeah.
and some pretzels.
Would you like some
You know?
verse?
We have a bond here.
That's good, John.
Some
Well, we'll be here
Bass
from
paella.
Yeah. Oh, we could have some paella.
Yeah.
Guys,
Ooh,
you
paella.
realize that this is becoming more and more possible.
Yeah,
This
is a
this is becoming
multinational.
increasingly
Yeah.
wanted.
This will be
thing.
great.
the TRCMA Epcot experience.
I love it. Yeah.
All right, be the change you wish to
And-
see in the
there you
world.
go.
And we'll have floor cleaning rides.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
So that was a joke I made yesterday. Was we should have put in a sponsorship sticker like.
Yeah.
For this much money, you could sponsor the floor cleaner.
So when it goes
so
across
that
the
when it goes
screen-
by the screen, Alex would just drive it by with like, brought to you by Rupes.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's
Just
worth
a
it, right?
Sticker stuck to the side of it, right?
Oh,
this floor
man.
cleaning, this set change brought to you by.
Just get clothespins and a
comes
string
up.
for a little banner hangs
You know,
out the side.
I'm
You
just saying,
swap
something
it
we
out.
could do next year.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Great
dude.
idea.
So many ideas.
That's so funny.
All right.
Yeah,
it would not be a
anyways.
Q&A without our very own Dan Pfeiffer. Good afternoon and word up from Orlando, Florida. Whoa, wait a second. You changed places. Happy Friday Eve, TRC gang, on my annual spring baseball trip and obsessed garage visit. Let's
Nice,
do
Dan.
this.
Have fun with
Dan,
that.
Yes.
Enjoy.
Love that for you.
So here's the other thing.
Speaking of Orlando, bam, Epcot's right there.
I know.
Dan, get a taste
go
of
on
the
down
land
there.
there.
Other thing. We don't just open it to companies. You could open it up to guests of
Oh,
the show.
yes.
That want to do it. So it's sponsored by
Hans
Hans Klozen, Detail Shop Car Wash in the Netherlands.
He runs a
And-
coat check
or-
where he takes everybody's things,
Yeah.
but he never gives
or,
it back.
Or Luke Berge,
AutoZone, dude.
AutoZone and Luke
Sponsored
Berge.
by AutoZone.
Yeah. Or G Davis.
Yeah.
This floor cleaning is sponsored by G Davis.
Davis.
You know, there's all
And there's
kinds of
just-
stuff that people could do.
Some crazy
Yeah.
joke written on the side of the.
Yeah,
Oh,
like there
man.
could be tons of opportunities for that.
I
And
like
we just put it
this.
out there like, hey, it's $50, mostly because we got to pay Francie to make a sticker for you.
Somebody's got to pay
That's all
for
it's got to
this.
be.
$50, you're gonna get seen at some point.
Yeah.
it's not too
gonna
late.
go
Levi.
by.
It's all right. We don't see a dime of it. It goes straight to the sticker. so there.
Neil White says, "What up, TRC? Just received a St. Patty's Day sale email. Woohoo!
Yes, sir. Is this green enough for you?
Very
All right.
nice. Fred saying, hey, everybody.
Hey.
Joey Belinsky saying, hello, my friends. Detailing season is here. The wet weather's behind us. Only sunny days ahead. Time for some new products. I wish, dude. We're not even, it's Boise. We're not out of April yet.
No, I know, but we have 5 days of sun.
It's like it landed
I know
right
that.
around
I'm
the
very
time
excited.
my
I got a
convertible
dumpster
arrives.
hopefully getting delivered tomorrow.
You're gonna have a dumpster party.
Wow.
It's nothing more fun than a dumpster party.
Yeah.
You have an
Totally.
open top dumpster. I have an open top car. We're gonna have this. It's gonna be a
nice,
fun
Dane.
week next week. I can't wait.
Dane, you should bring your open top
So
car by
excited.
and check out the dumpster. We'll get,
All right,
we'll get
maybe I
pictures
will.
by it.
Yes, that'll be
photograph-
next week's thumbnail
photo
for the
session.
podcast.
So, and then you guys both put the photo that says "New Whip, who dis?"
Yeah,
right,
right.
And you're in the dumpster.
I'm in the dumpster.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I
Oh
love
man.
Fun fact
Yes.
for those that have been fans of the Q&A for years, this used to be called Dumpster Hangs, and it originally
was.
started with the three of us standing outside by our dumpster here at the Rag Company answering your questions.
That's what I'm calling next
on
week's
the
episode.
internet. It
It's
was
settled.
TRC Dumpster Hangs, and now it's become Thursday Q&A.
Ooh,
But
that's a
bringing it a
beautiful
little
thing.
call back. All right.
for real.
Brian saying hello. Hello, Brian. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Fred. Fred saying Joey Belinsky for
Hey, hey.
TRC Grand Ambassador 2024.
Oh, get the votes in.
And then Brian, after planning a new toolkit for some time, I got my first ever TRC towels from the supplier in South Africa. Very nice. Very proud of you.
Yes.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. Good on you. And then he says, I got Edgeless 300s, Gauntlets, Twistress, Eaglets, Minx Royale creatures, and more.
Nice.
And I am loving it. Awesome.
Very good choices.
Yeah.
Very
you,
good choices.
You got a good set there. And then Neil saying the music reminds me of Halloween 3.
I like how he thinks it's the third one.
Yeah. And
Joey.
you're the best hype man a dude could ask for.
So much love.
And then Fred, JB, I will let it be known. And then he asked, Brian, is detailing big in South Africa?
That's a good question.
Fred, fun fact, detailing's pretty big in almost every country. It's just how it goes about, how it gets done, how
The
it gets
methodology
put
changes
together, or how
based on your
people try
climate.
and find it. And a lot of it, in some countries, it's a legitimate business trade, and it's a beautiful business and a gorgeous shop and all that stuff. Other places, it's a lot of mobile. It's a lot of folks working the best they can, or it's more car washing, or it's more
It seems like
any
in
type of thing.
warmer
But in,
climate countries, southern hemisphere countries, a lot of that stuff closer to the equator, you see a lot more of the mobile detailing going
Yeah.
on. The activity is like way up. It just seems like there's an energy there that
Yeah.
I like to see.
well, and a lot of it also has to do with just the cost of living
Yeah.
in those
Yeah.
areas is what the pricing and how that work and dictates. And so I know our distributor in South Africa does a really good job at trying to get product out to folks. And it is a little harder, but it's a lot like Australia in terms of pricing.
Yeah.
It's a little more
Makes
expensive.
sense.
It's a little
Yeah.
higher. It's harder to get there. So,
Yeah.
So anyway, Spencer B. Hey, TRC crew. Greetings from rainy Michigan. I'll be keeping an eye out for Dane's old Jag on the prowl on these Midwest streets. There you
Ooh, I
go,
like the way that
Spencer.
sounds.
So
Hey,
without giving too much away, I believe it'll be housed somewhere around Buchanan. So if that
Okay.
helps you out.
Has it arrived yet?
Yeah,
he
it made
got
it there
it
last week, early last week. The guy messaged me, said it arrived just like you said. He left me one of the nicest eBay reviews I've ever seen.
Talked about that on Tuesday.
Super nice.
We talked
Incredibly
about it
nice.
Tuesday during the
Yeah.
during our podcast.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, so super glowing positive. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Big ups.
So you're done deal.
I'm done. I'm clear. He's happy. We're good.
You're clean and clear.
I don't have to worry about it
I,
no more.
I love that car, but now it's the debate of what I put on
So-
the license plate for the Miata. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
But here's the thing,
Dumpster.
Spencer. I wanted to tell you.
No, it's white and you call it dumpster. That's not happening. Moving on. Moving on.
None of us thought that. That was not where our minds went,
hilarious.
Dane.
I'm terminally online. Just moving on.
So here's the funny thing too. So Spencer, Augie got a card from a Delta pilot yesterday at school.
Well, that's cool.
They had an aerospace day at school, and Delta sent some pilots and some stewards,
Cool.
flight attendants there to talk to the kids. Augie got to put on a pilot's uniform. He got to walk around, and the pilot was handing out some of these
the cards again. Okay.
Delta cards. This is what Spencer gave
from
us
Spencer.
from Spencer B.
Yeah, I was sharing.
So he got another card to add to this one for his
Okay.
collection. He was very excited.
I sold mine on eBay for $700.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that, Spencer.
That would've
Yeah,
been cool,
so
though. It's
anyway, Spencer, thank you for giving us those, because Augie, when he came home, was like, I got another Delta card. He was super stoked.
Collect them all.
Yeah.
Hard to find,
Next
so.
up here we have Brian
Yes.
that says, Not too much. We have a few professional shops doing it. Huge car community, but detailing community is tiny.
Yeah.
You know what that sounds like? Potential.
It is. And you look at that. It's a huge car community. So it's more of a lot of people taking care of their own stuff. And like you said, a few professional shops. But a lot of the guys are just on their own, doing it out of their garage or mobile. It's not a booming business, but there's still detailing opportunities.
There's
all
always
over.
room to adapt that though, and just get people in there. So it's
super
great
cool.
Potential.
Awesome, Brian. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then Jamie the Cleaner saying, "Here we go."
We go.
And then Jeff C. Does anyone else find Coach Kemi's dilution ratios confusing? How much active foam do you usually put in a foam cannon? 100 milliliters is really all you need. But if you want to party, 500 milliliters.
That's ridiculous.
That's a lot of soap.
That's so much soap. You don't need to do that.
But really, Jeff, 100 milliliters to 200 milliliters is all you really need.
I think like the sweet spot's like 150. Like 150 is what I do.
Yeah, you're a 150 kind of
I'm
guy.
a 150 kind of guy.
I do
200 if I'm feeling spicy.
I do 200 every day because I got a 5-liter jug of active foam.
Yeah.
So I do that just because I like getting it in the air.
Yeah.
I want the scent.
Smells so good
in the air.
Yep.
So
get a nightclub, get the lights
point.
pumping, get the music going, right? You're dancing.
Yep.
Spencer says, "Howdy." Ceramic coating the 5th out of 6 semis this week and 2 tractors. Have
Always
any of
doing
you
it.
guys looking into aluminum polishing? Have any of you guys looked into aluminum polishing? Seems not fun.
It is not fun at all. It is messy
and messy. Super
I've done a
messy.
few. It's Papa Chrome, a few bumpers. that
Dane
were like
knows
aluminum
more about
things,
it than we do.
It's dirty. But
No.
you guys did more than me
So
because you worked on the plane engines.
Technically, the Air Force One project.
Yeah. I saw what
being
everybody
aluminum.
looked like after working on those leading edges of those.
We only did a little bit of aluminum, really.
engines.
We did just a little bit on engine number 4.
But there's people who did the full aluminum plane, right?
Yeah,
Which
they
is-
did a
looked like
bomber.
coal
They did a
miners
full
when they
bomber,
came
which
out.
is
It
nuts.
was crazy.
It's really messy, man. It's
It looks awesome. I follow a couple guys that's all they do. It's beautiful. I love watching them.
True aluminum polishing, like the truck wheels. They get the flapper discs, whatever. What are they
Yeah,
called?
they're sandpaper discs, but they're
sandpaper
flapper discs. Yeah.
That's incredible. It's
Yeah.
so satisfying, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, it's
Look, Bergie
amazing.
does stuff like that.
But we've never done that. When we're talking about where you use machines with
Sure.
normal detailing pads and compounds to polish aluminum, and it's
But
still messy.
It's a different way to think because you've got to remember that, like, you are polishing metal is almost harder to do than polishing paint because you have hardeners in clear that make it easier to polish. Where if you backstep, you have a tendency to gouge that aluminum, and then you have to go back all the way back down. And in some cases, you're not stepping down like, oh man, I still had compound on this spot, and I left some micro marring. Oh crap, I left compound on it. Now I've got gouges, and so you've got to resand all the way back down to 220. And walk all the way back up to 4,000, and then start your polishing process. It's crazy. And some of those guys, when you watch them work, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, you get that mirror finish, it's gorgeous. But you can ruin it with the wrong microfiber towel too. If you go a poor quality microfiber towel, you can do the same thing. You can gouge the metal. In my art metals class in college, I used to polish stainless and silver a lot, and it was pretty wild to see how quick you could mess it up.
Yeah.
If you weren't careful. But yeah, some of those dudes that paint that polish tanks, the fuel tanks and stuff, man, there's nothing prettier than polished aluminum when it's perfect. But there's also nothing more than that's a nightmare than polished aluminum.
It's a little bit of work.
So
Spencer says, anyone know, or you didn't
sorry.
get to that question though.
I thought you guys touched
Said,
on that.
anyone know anyone that would want to buy my used freshly built 1322? Side note, bought box 3 and 4. Would love it if I can get it signed by you guys. If you put it in the
notes.
No,
You have to put it in the
you
notes
have to
before
write
you-
in the comments of field, the notes field, whatever they call it now,
Yeah,
on your
I have
order, or
no
else they're
idea.
not going to
well,
stop the
so
line.
you
and
might
pull it
be
out.
able to get it to info at the rag company, customer
See if
service,
they can pull it for us.
or call Lucas or call Aaron.
Yeah, they might be able to
Call
track
the
it
store
down.
and see, because they might be able to run and get a Post-it note.
But do it sooner
onto
than
it.
later because they work pretty
Yeah.
quick. So yeah.
There we
But
go.
thank you for doing that.
Jamie, the swamp creature cleaner, coming in says, I hear box number 2 is every glass cleaner you could imagine.
Wow, that'd be pretty amazing.
Even the ones we don't sell.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They got Windex in here.
Is this a bottle of Tovarich vodka?
Coach
That's kinda
Kimmy
crazy.
Glass
Oh, it cleans
cleaner
glass, too.
goes hard.
Chris M.,
Love
any
it.
hints on which box would be best for different types of people? No.
I cannot tell you that.
Ooh.
Not really, because that's part of the mystery. I don't know. I don't even have a favorite. I think they all have something nice in them.
Yeah.
Like, for example, they all have like a unique, like a fun, like, oh, that's
That's
why I
they've
got
got
that
maybe
box.
like a focus or a hook, but they still have other stuff that's going to appeal to people who maybe
Agreed,
aren't
agreed.
necessarily super
I like
interested
that.
in whatever that hook may be.
Yeah.
Each box
so
has
it's
a
got
hook.
variety
Not
to be able
literally.
to cover your bases.
Something to hook you in.
Now, here's what you can do. Sometimes people will wait and see what other people post online on their boxes. I know people have done that, but you run the risk of missing out on them entirely if you wait too long. So, trade-off is
How come
you
your
don't get
arms
one at all.
look bigger than mine? Mine are much bigger than yours, naturally. Anthony. Look at this. Like my arm, like I feel like I'm off the. Look
I,
how
know, I
much-
think the shirt's pretty flattering to Anthony there. This shirt does have a weird cut to it.
I don't know what's going on.
But I got it for you because
My
it's Baby
arms
Yoda.
do
I thought
look
you'd like
absolutely
that. So, you know.
massive
like,
right now.
Mine are
Anyway, Fighting Irish, moving on.
also
Joey,
just as strong.
you just the car last night. I love that stuff. All right. Then we've got Jamie saying something about John Green, the GOAT. I'm gonna have to buy a box now. Yes.
There you go. Riggs 920 afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful week. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Riggs.
And Al saying, greetings from absolutely beautiful weather, North Georgia. Saw a shirt the other day. Kiss me. I use Irish Spring. That's a
that.
shirt my dad needs. My
Yeah.
dad was is and always will be an Irish Spring.
I
man.
like the smell of it,
man.
but I haven't used
no.
it in forever.
So here's the thing, Dane. My dad's bathroom at his house
oh no.
smells like Irish Spring
no.
Yeah.
because it's been permeated by 40 years of Irish Spring.
See, I've
years.
got nostalgia for the smell of Irish Spring from like college days and stuff, but I haven't used it.
So
since
that's
then.
how I know. I
Yeah.
know because.
But he uses the bar.
Yeah, no.
Because of the commercial from back in the
Dude.
day when the guy would he'd cut it and go, the luck of the Irish.
Yeah.
Like you're
he's
peeling a potato or an
yeah,
onion.
no,
or
that's what he
something.
do. He literally cut the top off the block and sniff it.
So my roommate.
my dad's like, oh, God,
my
get that.
roommate had right at that time. Like there was like 4 people living in our house, right? We shared the bottom bathroom. It was 2 bathrooms, split
Yeah.
level, right? And we shared that bottom bathroom, and he was a massive Irish Spring guy, right? Because it
Sure.
was like it's
like 99 cents a
$1.50
I mean, it's
for a
cheap.
bar,
We
whatever
know
it
it's
was, right?
cheap.
Dude was blowing through a bar a week, right?
Wow.
Like
Some heavy duty Irish
How
Spring use.
abrasive is his skin?
So this is the funniest part about it, right? I use like shower gels, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, Old Spice,
It's a very common-
whatever,
yeah.
shower gel, whatever the heck
That's
it was.
for the Axe generation.
And he was always like, Anthony, he's like, you're missing out, dude. Irish
no.
Spring is the go.
As the bar.
It's the best. And I go, so what are you doing? Are you like loofahing it, like putting on a loofah and then using it, or are you
Yeah.
just using it straight? This guy was pretty hairy, right?
be a loofah,
So he
use the
told me
bar.
that he was able to build a good lather based on how much hair he had on his
Impossible.
body.
I also am
Wow.
a hairy man.
And
It's
so-
never happened to me.
So I was like, how much lather are you building? That dude was building enough to go through a bar a week, right? Do you know how impressive that is?
That's hard to use.
that man
much.
has the skin of a cheese grater.
It was 1 to 2 showers a day, right?
Yeah.
And that dude is blowing through. So like under our sink there, we
can't be
had
right.
like,
Like
a
a Costco
Costco
size pack.
Costco pack of Irish Spring. So he goes, hey man, if you ever want to convert, right? He goes, just grab a bar, but make sure like you carve an A into it, or you get your own like soap holder. And I go, I don't think I'm gonna use the Irish Spring, right? But
Yeah.
it was funny because I walked into that bathroom every day,
could
smelling
smell
like
it.
There
Irish
you go.
Spring.
Yep.
I didn't even use it.
Yep.
Yep.
No, that's how my dad only used Irish Spring. That was his thing. And I remember going, when I was a kid, I wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
My mom was a plain white ivory soap
Okay.
Yeah.
bar lady. That's what
Yeah.
she was. And my dad was like, no, I got to have the magic little Irish Spring. Right? And as a kid, I remember going, I want some of that zest.
Ooh.
Zest.
You're going for something
Yeah.
Zest
citrusy?
is the best. No, that's the name of the soap, Zest.
Oh, zest.
Yeah, you want
Oh,
some
yeah.
zest,
Yeah. And so
Forgot all about
I remember
that
asking
stuff.
my parents if I could have a bar of zest for myself.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, yeah, it's fine. And my dad's like, what?
You don't want to carry on the proud
You don't want the
lineage of
Irish
men who
Spring?
use Irish
You don't
Spring?
want that? And I was like, well, I'm tired of that. I want the scent of this. Because I, at a young age, was intrigued by
You
different
ungrateful.
scents. Right?
Yeah.
No, my dad still to this day, I got Augie or something. He had to use my dad's bathroom. And he's like, what's that smell? And I walked in. I'm like, that's 35 years, 40 years of Irish Spring is what that smell is.
What?
It's a weird scent because it's permeated.
today you
It's in
learned.
the walls.
Well, I don't know too many people that are truly using bars of soap. Like I know there's the Sasquatch people, right?
Yeah.
That are
Yeah.
using the new Sasquatch.
So I
soaps.
like the new Dr. Squatch soaps.
Or Dr.
I think
Squatch,
they're
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I love those. They burn up too fast.
And
And I'm putting them on a loofah and using them. So I bought a couple bars. It just burns up too quickly.
Well, that feels a little like a planned obsolescence kind of thing. Like it wears out quickly, you got to buy more.
Well,
you
they're
know,
like
kind of
$7
thing.
a piece.
Yeah, sure.
So-
So $7 a piece, but I just
I can only afford to buy them when they're on sale for
don't-
$5.
But it's enough to make you interested.
I
It's
don't know
just
too many people that are barring it up nowadays, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like
bar is a firm choice. I was going to say though. Now I feel like
Literally.
after this conversation, we need to establish that okay, you have your non-smoker car, your smoker car, and now you have Irish Spring cars. So that's a third thing we can add to the list when people are wondering, like, well, what was the previous ownership like on this vehicle? Just so you can be aware of what you're
Dean,
getting
that doesn't
yourself
make
into.
any sense to anyone
But are they
we're talking
wearing?
about.
Are they putting Irish Spring in their
On
No, the
car?
idea is like it's just coming out of their skin constantly. So kind of like in a smoker's car, where it's like, oh, it's been exposed to it. This has been exposed to Irish Spring so long that it's just in the walls.
Dean, are you
It's
trying to
in
make
the
this
steel.
conversation more relatable to detailing?
I really am. I'm
Okay.
struggling so hard, and I'm
right,
trying
all
to make this more about cars again.
All right,
For our
Spencer
dear
B,
readers.
Spencer B coming in saying, got my new Ultra Rip and Rag XL. Gotta say, I'm thoroughly impressed with the quality. Been using them for everything from interiors to even around the house. Nice work on those
Yeah,
towels.
those things are perfect.
Dude, they're incredible. Like
They're the best towel ever made.
We just used them for this
So
this
good.
this. I've been kind of cleaning up this BRZ more and more out here, and we just keep ripping off the Rip and Rag XLs, and it's so easy to do, and the towels are still so good to use
Yeah.
and wash for the next time. That I don't know. I think there's gonna be a lot of converts
Yeah.
to the rippable
I
rags.
agree. I think so.
Alex G says, "Great BRZ video. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much, Alex. Good
Alex.
fun with that."
There we go.
Spencer, a lot of rinse washes claim that they can soften hard water. Does anyone have any insight as to chemically how they're able to do that when the ppm remain the same in the water? Yes, Spencer. It's the encapsulation of minerals.
It's essentially the suspension of the minerals to keep them from fully settling on the surface. So what happens is your
bear
zwinneronic bubble, right? That polymer, right? Which because your water is now technically basically a polymer. When that water dries, right, you're gonna have a base layer of essentially this polymer product, right? And then you're going to have the finite minerals that are going to not be able to completely nest into the surface.
on top of that dried polymer.
Correct.
It creates a barrier separation between them and the surface.
No, it's not saying that like the minerals can't penetrate that. There's always a chance that could possibly happen, but most often, like 95% of the time,
More than that.
98% of the time, we're left with polymer spots, not necessarily a mineral spot, and the polymer spot
You
simply
re-wet,
wipes
they
off.
wipe right off.
And I can tell you right now, Spencer, that in our industry, there is only, I think, four rinseless washes that I know that truly have the water softening effect.
Optimum is the original and was the first to basically state that, and it does.
Yeah, but there's some other ones that do not have that
Not at all.
that are very popular rinseless washes here in the market today. Very, very popular.
Because the
But they do
methodology used to
not
create some
have
of these
that.
rinseless washes, they're not the same.
And-
like it's yes, it functions like a rinseless, but some are maybe more soap based and not really kind of the same deal. So just look out for that.
Tested
Just saying.
a lot of different things on the hood of Dane's black Jaguar
Yes.
several years ago
In the sun.
before getting wrapped in
Yeah.
100-degree weather.
He went to town
and I
on it.
incinerated some of these rinseless washes on his hood. He never knew because his hood got wrapped shortly
I
after.
found out afterwards.
Well, I had
But,
to compound it. I compounded
Oh, you did
that.
compound that
off?
Sean
That.
compounded that.
Oh,
one.
that's good. Thank you for that. Anyways, Riggs 920 says
it's a good thing the paint was good on that car.
thoughts on using the Ultra Clay Scrubber without a fallout remover as the lube.
You totally can.
Without
You
a fallout remover?
yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, you can use it with car wash soap. You can use it with a clay lube. You can use it with a quick detailer. You can use it with O&R. You don't have to use fallout remover as a lubricant. And honestly, we don't really like doing it that way.
We've never even, I don't think we've ever promoted.
We've never made a video of Anthony or I doing that personally.
Not that it's exactly the same thing, but some people have used like tar removal products, and that damages your clay scrubber.
That
so you gotta be
damages
careful
it. But
about
also, dude, I don't want to saturate my $40, $40 premium clay product, right? That will last me hundreds and hundreds of washes.
It's reusable. That's the whole point.
Well, we used RRR on that car yesterday, and I smelled it all over me.
Yeah. You smell it all over you, but I don't want that in the thing I'm putting my hand in, or the thing I'm using for cars and cars afterwards. Like, I don't.
I'm all for efficiency, but that's
I don't want the chemical on me, and I don't want the smell of it.
Yeah,
that's plain and simple.
So if you want to watch Riggs, if you didn't watch yesterday, Anthony and I sprayed an iron remover, let it sit.
It was all
rinsed
live.
It off.
You could see it happen live.
Then washed the car, then sprayed GFS, which arguably smells 10 times better.
GSF.
That's what I said, GSF.
You said GFS.
GSF.
It's okay.
Arguably smells better. And then used that as our clay lube.
Yeah.
Foamed GSF on there.
Yeah,
it was perfect.
It worked perfectly. we don't have to use that. Alex G says...
Armbands with the years for the Grand Ambassadors.
Armbands.
Nice. You like that? You think that looks tougher than a Miss America sash? I think a sash is going to be more dynamic.
I think they need to prove their commitment to us and get a
sash
tattoo
on top of a full gown.
What's your favorite tattoo parlor here in Boise?
G-O-T-Y. Wow. What do they say? The GOTY and then the year.
Oh yeah,
we'll
obviously
pay for the tattoo,
Alex
but they have
wrong.
to get it.
So
like, show your loyalty.
Fix that. Yeah. What's your preferred tattoo spot here in town?
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
No.
Okay, there's one down the street here.
Yeah,
probably one
next to the Satin Dolls.
Probably wouldn't go
to that one.
It's a quality establishment.
Yeah. Prove your loyalty, Grand Ambassadors.
I've got some friends that still have shops, but
I
don't have a preferred one because I haven't gone for a long
time. Ambassador on them or something.
David Boyce says just bought 2 mystery brush.
Did you say motorcycle?
I said get them biker cuts. They can wear it. It just says Grand Ambassador on the back. You're on it. It's like see which bar you can go to and get your butt kicked the fastest.
then whoever one of the Jamie the Clean or Joey Belinsky gets one that says Prospect. On the front.
Yeah, that's it, Joey. That's what you get.
Because he's currently
like Rags Angels or like we would have to have like some type of like biker club name. But
sounds a fiber key.
Dude, Joey Belinsky with Prospect on his, and he's the one wiping on the bikes out front, right?
Yeah.
He's got to keep them clean.
Yeah, all the current Grand Ambassadors are getting Prospect patches in their Grand Ambassador kits.
But only the Grand Ambassadors of the years are in the
get a full patch.
Yeah.
In the bars, right?
All right, guys, what do you think? Tell us in the comments.
To patch you in. Jamie the Cleaner, Eddie needs that box number 2. Jamie the Cleaner says the parking lot party's going to be popping. Then Spencer B saying that BRZ really did turn out nice. Glad to see S001 featured as a protection of choice. Was always wondering about that product. It's a great
product, man.
It is a massive gloss amplifier.
That car, I mean, genuinely,
it's still in there today.
It's got water spots all over it, and it's glowing.
It looks really good. It looks really, really good. I'm thrilled on that.
Yeah. Well, I saw you pop the hood. Are we doing something under the?
We
the
absolutely
hood
aren't, Dane. I'm pretty sure the car's getting picked up. I'm surprised he hasn't called me because he's going to be picking up soon.
Well, it looks really good.
Kirby in the house says, afternoon TRC crew, 80 degrees here in Houston and rainy weekend. Maybe. Well, enjoy the warmth.
Yeah.
Super Auto says you can get in the dumpster wearing a green Oscar as a Grouch outfit for St. Patrick's.
Nice. That's a good idea. Randall Gerlander saying is KCX is more powerful than GAG.
He means GSF.
Oh.
I like that though.
Is KCX more powerful than GSF, or is it safe to use just every wash or just a pre-wash? I see Vermil use it as a pre-wash. You can use it as a pre-wash.
GSF
is a 7. You can use it however you want. You can foam it, and some people like to foam, and in Europe and the UK, that's what they would do is they would foam and then rinse and then bucket wash.
And then do that.
So much different than what we do in the U.S., where a lot of us will foam and then just go right into a 2-bucket wash with foam on the surface. So it really just depends. So, and then he says, is active foam more powerful than GSF, or is it meant more for pre-wash? Yes. So active foam is more powerful than GSF. It's a pH of 9, and it is designed to be a pre-wash. It is designed to be sprayed on, rinsed off.
The next step beyond that is super foam, which is even more extreme, just more of that kind of thing where you would only use it once or twice a year at most on the same vehicle.
True. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rick Smith says, Jason Rose.
Josh.
Oh, Josh.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you, Josh.
Yep,
Good afternoon to you, too. Rick.
Jason Rose was on the This Is Not a Car Wash podcast with Larry and had an interesting discussion about detailing on other countries. Jason Rose did a presentation 7 years ago at Mobile Tech, and it was him and Tom Palancia.
Yeah.
And they did a bunch of slides and pictures of what car washing and detailing is like in various countries. And it was wild and amazing to see what people do and what they work with. And I had some guys come up to me at Auto Mechanica last year that were detailers, and I can't, forgive me, I'm not going to say I won't say the name of the country they were in, but they came up to get pictures with me. Both of them were IDA members. They were CD'd. Mm-hmm. There wasn't an IDA group in their country, but they paid for IDA memberships, each of them, paid for their CDs, took pictures, and said, we watch all the Rag Company videos, and we have watched you guys since the beginning, and you have allowed us to create our very own business in which we make a very good living at. We wanted to show you some pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And the pictures they showed me was a concrete one-car garage.
Yeah.
With a shelf and some detailing products and a couple polishers and a shampooer and a vacuum and just a couple items.
The basics of what you'd need for a shop.
Very low lights, not a lot of light, and a 32-inch flat screen television mounted to the wall with internet, and they would watch YouTube videos and then they would detail people's cars. Out of this hole in the wall, for lack of a better term. But the two of them were so excited and surprised and just proud, and it was that moment I was like,
unlock the door
sparkle in their eye.
it's amazing. It's amazing that
Yeah.
these guys were just like, that's our way to a better life, or that's our way to do something that gives us some freedom.
That's some freedom right
and
there.
that was super cool to see. So
super cool.
Randall
says,
and what is VB by KCX? I see him use it in the videos a lot, or is that just a new product? So VB is another, I guess you can probably look at it as like an all-purpose cleaner kind of thing, like in that same effect of an all-purpose cleaner. We have, I can't say that the name, it is in German, but we have a bottle of it. It's VBN technically, and it's somewhere over there, but it's unlabeled. It's literally just, I think it just says VBN on it.
Yeah.
It's green. It's green in color, and we've used it just as kind of an APC pre-treatment product, and it seems to work pretty well. So I think
closest you could get to it is like Green Star.
I think we can all
Full
agree that
strength.
all KCX products work pretty dang well. Super Auto 2K says, a car guy friend of mine moved to Thailand several years ago. I see him post pics and videos of detail shops.
I was going to say, I've seen a lot of like detail
time.
shops over in that part of the world for sure. Singapore, Thailand, those areas, they seem to have a lot of like warm weather, so you could do a lot. Spencer.
Levi, that is so cool. Amazing to hear that Og got to meet some nice pilots. Those cards went viral so fast. People have literally stopped me constantly and ask if I have them.
That's pretty cool.
The other thing Augie was stoked about was that when he got that card, he said, now I can add this to my collection.
Was the guy surprised by that?
The guy was like, oh, you have another one? He goes, yeah, I already got one. And his buddies were like, wait, what? You can collect these? And he felt like he was king of the castle.
Yeah, he was able to
because he had two cards. This was the second one, and they only had one, but he had two and had a collection.
It's not like they can get a second one in that moment, so he's leading the pack.
Yeah, so he was like, oh yeah, no, I got another. So when he came home, he's like, where's my card at? And I was like, oh, let me grab it for you.
Got to make sure to keep track of these things. You need, like the old Pokemon binders with the, clear sleeves, and they'll drop them in things.
Yeah.
Like
you know what I want to know? When we were on that flight to Florida.
Yeah.
Right? There was a guy that was hitting his millionth mile for the year.
Yeah, they walked up and congratulated him, and we kind of overheard it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
So they now have that in Delta million miler status, and they tell you the number that you are towards a million miler status.
Well, they kind of made a show about it, walking up to the guy and telling him.
No, I know. I'm just saying they track it now on your app so you can see. So the fact that he was a million miler, it's a huge deal.
So the guy was sitting on the front. I think the front.
Yeah, he was like
row.
first or second.
He was just by himself, looked like a business guy, his laptop out, and they said, "Hey, Mister,
so
and so." We just wanted to say on behalf of the entire Delta team and all of us here at which airport were we at? The Seattle airport.
Yeah.
Here in the Seattle airport. Congratulations on 1 million miles, and here's just a little gift, appreciation.
Thank you for flying with us, kind of thing. Yeah.
And they handed him like this full-on basket of
It was
stuff.
pretty nice,
but I don't know what was in it. And so ever since then,
Spencer, if you could let us know what's in the million miler,
because
now we're
curious.
I am 11% of the way to a million miles.
Oh boy,
yeah. But he did 1 million miles in a year.
yeah,
no,
that's
one
crazy.
year.
Insane part. That guy
So
is.
I just wanted to know. I think it was 1 million miles in a year. It was something crazy. It had to have been a year.
No, it's a million miles total.
Okay.
It's a million miler
You
status.
sure?
Because mine right now is accumulated in all my years of travel.
Is it humanly possible to travel 1 million miles in a single year?
No, it
it's not
is.
a
You
year.
can do that. Because
Okay.
Lars said that Lufthansa let him know that he had more miles than a full-time flight attendant.
Wow, I was gonna say the only people who fly more miles would
He
be
had-
actual
he had-
attendants
yeah.
or pilots.
He had less. The next person up would have been a pilot, or
Okay.
he had beaten cerertain pilots or something.
I was just thinking at a certain point you're flying so much you don't have any actual time to do anything
For
once you arrive at
Lufthansa.
the place you flew to.
I don't know. I can't even imagine going through that many TSA pre-checks.
But that many compression decompressions, just cycles.
My ears would be not good.
Your drums are
But
ruptured.
I really do want to know what comes in that gift basket.
Spencer, please let us know. That'd be great.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy if here's an iPhone and here's
yeah,
here's a bunch
typical.
of crazy stuff.
Actually, you know what?
Here's
Here's
an
an
iPad.
iPad.
yeah, a bar of gold.
Shelby saying, "Happy Friday Eve, guys. Almost time to do a winter decon on the truck. What can I wash it with to revive the DPT?" So, Shelby, we did a pro coating on yours. So, your truck
Active foam probably
would be active foam or super foam, a high pH. So, one thing you could do is get something like Forced, soak the truck in Forced.
Okay.
Maybe put it in a foamer and foam it with Forced.
Don't let it do it. Don't do it in the sun and don't let it dry.
Yeah, but foam it with Forced to break down some of that, and then I would try to wash or agitate some of that with it just to make sure you're cleaning the surface, and then I just go back over. I'd rinse it off and go back over it with a pH neutral wash. That would probably be the best bet because we did a pro coating. I wouldn't say don't use the reactive because the pro coating is a little different than the traditional Diamond Protect 36. So.
Okay.
Super Auto 2K says, "Have you three watched The Tourist? Pretty good series, 2 seasons." So I have seen it online. I just haven't watched it. I've seen the.
I've heard of it. I have not watched it.
Yeah, but I haven't watched it. I haven't committed to it. But you guys need to watch Ricky Stanicki.
That's what
It
you
just
keep
sounds
saying.
like one of those horrible straight-to-video Adam Sandler type movies.
It is an 11 p.m. movie.
Oh boy.
That you watch when you're kind of
Like I
out.
watched last night. Or the night before last. I was watching Last Witch Hunter.
Yeah. No, you
With
need.
Vin Diesel.
This is the kind of thing that shows up at 2 a.m. on
You
Stars.
just need to help you fall asleep.
You need to watch it at 11 p.m. Don't even fall asleep because you need to watch the full thing. But you just need to. It's good. It's not good, but it's good enough.
It's better than you expect.
For your attention, for
All
everybody's attention. So go watch it.
Yeah.
David Boyce says, "I live 1 hour and a half from Buchanan, Michigan."
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, the guy who bought it, he runs a fairly substantial body shop. It sounds like they do a lot of cool work, and he builds cars. So it's probably got a few things running around. But he likes great cars, so I think that's why he picked the Jag.
Spencer, how do you handle exhaust tips that have never been cleaned before? I had a car recently that was so bad I took 3,000 grit to it and still didn't remove all the soot, afraid to go more aggressive. So it's a kind of a three-part thing. You've got to clean everything off the exhaust tip first. So that could mean spraying it with a chemical, scrubbing it, washing it, making sure it's as clean as you possibly can. Second, you're going to need to remove any tar or road grime or spots that have come on there, which would be lacquer thinner, Ulex, a tar remover of some sort to clean the tip the best way you can. After that, your best bet is to do 3,000 or 4,000 grit on those pipes, or skip that and go right into a metal polish, something like Metal Bright by PNS or G-Technics metal polish. Both are good enough to do that. You put it on a microfiber towel, you apply it, and then it's just like shoe shining. You start rubbing and wiping and do it a couple times. You'll be amazed what metal polish can get off. If you're talking about removing all that soot, metal polish usually removes all that soot very easily and quickly. And you're like, what the heck? I couldn't even get it with sandpaper. Chemically, that will break it down and it'll dissolve it. So those are the things you need to do. I was just noticing the new tips on the Suburban that I put on this fall.
Yeah.
Should have coated them or done something to them. Oh. They are nasty and need to be cleaned.
Rough,
So maybe we have to make we bring out Papa Chrome.
Yeah.
We clean up some tips.
I'll be down to help out. That could be
clean
fun.
up some slash tips.
Yeah. I want to do
exhaust
on my new one too, so we can play around with that. Let's see. Oh, I was going to say, there's another alternative. You can do something that Anthony did that was really helpful. You could be polishing a back bumper, and then the backing plate of your polisher could give it a little kiss.
Right just for fun.
Right on the exhaust.
Just to keep it, to keep it going.
Just to keep it exciting.
Keep you awake.
Keep you guessing.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to be rude there.
I was doing it to get his attention.
Friend Andy is picking up that BRZ shortly, and so I just want to make sure that it'll be ready to go for him. So,
no problem.
Josh McKay, what's TRC think of Cordova Coolers? It's an Idaho company.
I didn't know that was an Idaho company.
I did not know that.
Cordova Coolers. I knew a guy named with the last name Cordova.
It's a good last name.
I wonder
it's a solid last name.
Any relation?
I don't know. We'll do more research.
Cordova just sounds like a
try to reach
cool,
back out,
Josh. Person. Yeah.
Cordova Coolers.
It's like the way it sounds.
Yeah.
Super Auto actually received a tube of Dr. Beasley's metal coat today for exhaust tips. Bought it after watching Anthony's Wash and Talk with Matt at OG.
It is a good product. Like it is. It really is. I think it's worth trying if you've never used it before. We have a couple tubes here in the TRC studio, and the stuff really does.
I meant to use them on the tips while they were brand new, and I just didn't.
Dude, I mean, it keeps them protected. That water behavior is quite nice. Jeff C. says, I realize that technique is most important, but what is the safest clay lube for a corrected and coated vehicle?
Coach Clay spray is awfully nice.
So, okay, technique is the most important thing, realistically. And then, obviously, plenty of lube, right? In my experience, there's been a couple products I've used that have completely blown my mind in terms of lubrication, but also kind of like a nice little liquid barrier, right? That does a good job of decontaminating, but also really prevents micromarring. Funny enough, I learned this from Mr. Ivan LaCroix. Right?
Oh.
Optimum spray wax.
Yeah.
Yes, very good.
That right there.
High lubricity.
Highly lubricity.
It's thick.
You would do a spray onto the clay, a spray onto the surface. You do a couple of sprays, you clay it in, it's thicker in viscosity.
It's almost like lotion.
And then after you kind of use it, then you take a towel and you buff it off. And you've kind of essentially clay and waxed in the same step. But what I was always noticing was, what does the paint look like, right?
Yeah, almost no marring period.
Like almost nothing, like literally nothing. Because there's going to be people that argument that you can't clay a car without causing micromarring. I think you can. I think technique is a big part of it.
And there's so many lubricants out there now.
Yeah, but I mean, our old wash clay wax video where you guys do that. But that's a good example.
Like that's a decent product, but I mean, I think you could also probably get PNS paint gloss and soak a car. I mean, just soak a panel and just say, I'm just gonna get so much on here, it's not even funny, and probably have good luck in not causing you
you'd be just fine. Yeah.
Or like Absolute in like a clay type dilution.
Yeah, either any or rinseless in clay type or clay dilution or higher.
Usually like a 64-1 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Joey Belinsky. Go ahead, Anthony.
Says Irish Spring is like the universal boomer dad scent.
What's your dad use?
Seems right on.
Have you ever checked?
My dad did actually end up converting to body washes.
Okay.
But my dad's used the same deodorant.
Is your dad a loofah guy or a washcloth guy?
He's a loofah guy.
Okay. See, my dad's not. My dad's just a bar of soap on himself.
No, my dad has converted to loofah. But what's really funny, my dad's used the same deodorant. for like, what is it?
Yeah.
Since I've been alive, right? Or since I've been, actually, this is my stepdad I'm talking about. So since I was 1, right, and he came into my life. So like, he uses the speed stick.
Oh, classic.
It's the speed stick. It's the burnt orange, or it's like the brown speed stick. I think it's musk scented,
like
or whatever
gel.
it is.
Yeah.
It's just I think it's just this speed stick with the orange or brown.
But like,
top.
there's a gel or a powder. Like all deodorants are like a gel or a powder.
Maybe
style.
The more bar soap-like one.
So like, I'll use the Old Spice.
Yeah.
But I use the white powder version, not the gel.
I use the gel
version.
Old Spice.
You're a gel
I'm a
Old
gel
Spice.
Old
I'm a
Spice
powder.
guy.
But that's what I'm talking about. So the speed stick comes in a powder or the compressed powder.
He uses the gel,
Okay.
right? But what's
the red
funny?
version.
But the speed stick, no, it's the brown. It's the musk, I think, scent, right? Speed stick's gel color of the gel has always been a clear gel,
like a clear gel, like the brown housing,
brown or white or whatever you want to call it.
My dad
anyways,
used the same one
so
for a number of
he
years.
just smells like that to me. Like for all my life, he's always just smelled like that scent of speed stick. He doesn't wear any cologne, right? Yeah. So he just smells like.
No, that's my dad. He would do that.
Musk speed stick.
So it'd be Irish Spring.
We're learning so much about our dads today.
Speed stick, and then every once in a while, a little bit of Skin Bracer.
Oh,
what about your father, Dane?
He was always using those clear gel Gillette sticks. You know, the ones where they have like the little mesh top and then a squirts through the thing.
Man can get.
He loves those. Loves those things.
He used the mesh. He used the cheese grater.
Yeah,
it's the one where you put it and it comes out like a cheese grater. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, the clear gel.
Never thought of him to do that.
For at least since I was in high school, I remember anytime they'd ask me, "Oh, can you go get something up out our bathroom?" And I'd always see it like on the countertop.
Do you want to know one of my proudest moments, right, with Dane's father?
Oh no!
Right,
I'm afraid of where this goes.
Deodorant?
Oh no!
No, one of my favorite moments. This was back when we were, the Rag Company. We'd all
travel together.
We all traveled together, and we were a big family, right?
Yeah.
I remember one night we were getting ready to go out to a nice dinner. I believe this was either in Vegas or this was in Florida. I can't remember which trip it was exactly. But I remember on this trip I had brought a variety of different scent solutions.
This might have been MTE.
This trip, you always bring a variety everywhere you go.
It's not just one time.
I always bring
I just happen to have 4 different bottles of cologne with me.
Wow, it's so wild. I just have all these choices.
So
I gotta burn all this cologne because my wife hates every scent except for like 2 of them. So when I go on these trips, I'm just like, sure, right, whatever, right. So, but I remember on this trip I had like 4 different bottles, and Jeff came over to the room and he goes, "Hey Anthony, thought I'd stop by and check out your scent offerings." He goes, "Wow, I haven't worn cologne in 20 years."
Yeah,
right. But he goes, "Why the heck not?" He goes, "What do you got?" Right?
Wow, you got a
And I sat there.
I remember that day.
And I said, "All right, so first we're going to be talking about Victor and Rolf's Spice Bomb, right?" And then I broke out the Aqua de Gio talk and all these different things, and it was just so funny because he goes, "Yeah, I really like the Versace. What is it?" I go, "It's Dylan Blue is what this is." He goes, "Yeah, it smells clean. I'll take that one." And he goes, "Well, how do I just a couple spritz here and here?" And I was so proud, dude. I was
great.
like,
And then
I was jacked up. I'm like,
that's funny.
"Yeah, Jeff." I'm like, "Do you love it?" He goes, "Yeah, I think it's okay."
Yeah. I'm getting in the comments. Is this a detailing podcast?
That was great.
Yeah, it is sometimes.
David Boyce saying, "I choose box 2 and 4. Nice.
All right. And let me make sure I'm not missing anybody here. Nope, we're okay. So we'll go back to page 3. Jeff C.
I got some unknown contamination on the back of my X5, likely tar. Would you try to remove it chemically before reaching for the clay? Yes, always. Jeff, reason being is you want to always do the least aggressive version first. So chemically, it's much easier to remove it. Doing it like that than hitting it with a clay bar.
Sure.
The reason it's on the back of the X5 is the way most SUVs are designed is the wind blows up and covers the back. So all the dirt, all the brake dust, everything that your car is doing from going forward, it's getting kicked up under, and then the way the aerodynamics are, it creates this little circular pocket. Yeah. And that's why the back of an SUV is always far more contaminated. You'll also notice it's towards the lowers of the back of the rear bumper on the sides compared to the front lowers, just because of the way that there's so much more stuff on that back. It just hits harder there. So
All right, Superado we've got here. Back to the
Irish Spring bar soap was the only soap my dad used too. He discovered that it killed the fish smell after cleaning fish and never used anything else for the rest of his life.
I mean, if it
my
works.
dad was not a fisherman, or we didn't eat fish at all.
Well, for your sake.
Mostly
I mean,
because me and my
shellfish do you
siblings,
dirty,
and my siblings were allergic to fish and shellfish, so my dad and my mom never made fish.
Yeah, agreed.
So.
All right, so it looks like we are coming to the end of our hour here, which means
There will be more, though.
We're going to be coming back with more questions, but we are going to go to a quick break here so you can hear a few messages from not only ourselves, but some of our distributors and partners here within the company. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you here in just a little bit for the second half.
Don't go too far.
Go ahead, get dirty. P&S Off-Road.
Holy cow!
Wow! Dane, that was amazing!
Dane, I didn't know you could do any of that stuff.
Neither did I.
Wow.
Well, now that you're an actual bartender,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe whip us up some Fisher
Oh,
cocktails.
yeah.
I mean,
Dane, do it!
I mean, it's my first day, but let me see what I can whip up.
nice.
Oh,
I can't believe it. What?
jeez, Dane.
What?
Oh, my God.
Wow, Dane.
Dane.
For being your first day, it's pretty amazing.
Looking for feedback. Let me know what you think.
Oh, my God. This stuff smells amazing.
Good, all right.
Well, Levi, Dane, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Nice.
Bottoms up.
Cheers.
Thanks, Dane.
God, why are you spitting my drink up? I worked hard on that.
What is in it? Is that polymers?
My mouth is encapsulating.
Why would you even know what polymers taste like?
Tastes like chemicals. Did you feed us chemicals?
What did you put in this?
I made you a nice drink. These are supposed to be nice. Oh, guys, that's my car.
What?
You hit my car. God, guys, if you didn't want the drinks, you could have just given them back to me or something.
Dane.
Are you seeing that shine over there? On the car.
Oh my God. Dane, what did you put in that stuff?
What, in your drinks?
Yeah.
Some water and some Absolute.
Absolute vodka?
No? P&S Double Black Absolute Rinseless. Wow.
Wait a minute. Are you trying to poison us?
Dane! Did you just make us drink rinseless water?
Definitely didn't do that.
Absolute Rinseless Wash is not for oral or suppository consumption.
Looks pretty good.
It does, however, leave a hell of a clean and smooth surface on your vehicle.
Wow.
P&S Absolute Rinseless Wash. Mix responsibly.
Is that something?
I mean, it's pretty good.
Did I
I'm
make a
kind of
good
enjoying it. I'm kind of liking this.
Yeah.
So just don't drink it.
No.
Yeah, let's make sure we don't drink it for the future.
But do put it on cars.
Yeah, it's good. It's for
Put
cars.
it on a car. Okay.
Not inside yet.
Hello, everybody. This is Nate from the Rag Company. Today I have YouTube video star and sensation Josh Brodel. He does some really great Saturday videos for us. What do you have to say?
Do I need to?
No, you just...
Oh. Thanks for having me, Nate.
Awesome, good, that's great. Why don't you talk in your videos?
Jimmy told me not to.
Really soft-spoken. All right, so we're coming at you with event announcement called TRCMA, which is the Rag Company Media Access. That is just going to be... Are you pretty excited for that?
Oh, definitely. Super excited.
Looks like it's happening from April 1st to the 4th of 2024, Monday through Thursday. Do you think you got time for that? Your free time?
Yeah, I think I can get that on the schedule.
Or stream it. You can stream it. Yeah, anywhere you watch YouTube videos.
Oh, YouTube Live.
Look at that. The man just oozes detailing. We're looking forward for all those brands and everyone to show up, and just for the kids at home, just kind of wrap it up with a few words of wisdom for the detailing fanatics.
You guys definitely don't want to miss it.
Okay. Thank you very much, and we'll see you there.
Hello, and welcome back to the second half of Q&A Thursday, where Anthony has suddenly transformed into Aaronathy. How's it going, buddy? Oh my, and just like that.
I'm going to give Aaron a minute.
Okay, let's give Aaron a minute. Yes, because Anthony can't contain himself.
So Anthony did have to run to the bathroom, and he was helping his friend move the BRZ out.
Those are two separate events.
Those are both happening at the same time. So that's why Aaron, today on the website.
Well, today on the website, we just kicked off the St. Patrick's Day sale. Yes.
So you guys can check it out. They're over 40% off on the mystery kits. You can pick them up for $77.77. Also, there's new merch, new hats. Mm-hmm. Got those available. And every order gets a Kiss Me, I'm Irish sticker.
Prepare for those kisses.
And you can buy it for $2.99. So this is all a lot of good stuff. Have you gotten any calls yet? Have people been asking any questions yet?
No.
Not today? All right,
sometimes
maybe tomorrow.
they literally just ask, though, like, so what's in the mystery box? And they expecting an answer out of you.
Lucas did have a question similar to that, yes.
Okay.
And I think they were wanting to know if we could tell them how many products were in a certain mystery box or something like that.
So they're trying
Completely
to
a mystery,
game
yes.
it a little bit.
If you look in the product description, we do say that it's at least like $160. So it's quite the deal.
Oh yeah.
Lucky number 7, but just not gonna. There is a mystery to these boxes. So
where's the fun if you take away the mystery, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, it's still fun once you get them, but it's just part of the fun is not knowing until it shows up. Mm-hmm. So just saying.
So there you go. We got that, and then also coming up, guys, in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. A little more than 2 weeks, I guess. 2 weeks and 3 days, as we've been saying.
Yep.
TRCMA.
That's right, the Rag Company Media Access Program or show, whatever you want to call it. It's happening very soon. That's when we bring in all our friends from around the industry under one roof, and we get to have a great time, do a live program, demos, all kinds of new product info coming out, new stuff. Lots to look at.
But not only that, we've added some little teasers, some little fun things that are going to be playing through TRCMA. Featuring
it's so crazy. I've seen this guy in some of those.
But you can't. We're not going to spoil it.
No.
You don't know until you watch, which means you guys have to tune in to TRCMA. If Nick can go right back over to the website so people can see that there is a TRCMA little thing on the website, so that folks can attach that, click on it, and find the entire schedule. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do. Go to theragcompany.com, click on the link. That way you can see all the brands. But what we would love is for you guys to just stay on the YouTube channel all day long. Just keep your windows open. Let it play. Let your bosses know that you've got something important to do, which is watching TRCMA
Very important.
all day long. Hey, you're going to get your work done, but you do still have to have that open.
The beauty
it's
of
an
it,
important thing.
The beauty of it is that it will actually feel like a continuous stream from beginning to end. We know in the past sometimes you put a little counter on the screen or like a, hey, we'll be right back. Or like when we do the commercial break here, you see the numbers kind of dip and you go, oh, everybody, I hope you come back. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. But in this case, we've devised a way to try and keep people engaged the whole time.
Yeah.
So there's really going to be extremely minimal downtime.
Yes.
So
We're really excited
experimenting,
about that.
but excited about it, and you are a definite part of that.
Yeah.
So
Heck yes.
Excited for that.
And TRCMA has always had a special place in my heart because, as you guys know, before I even was
That's
officially
right.
working
Yeah.
here, I
Yeah.
was working behind the scenes.
That's right.
And I got
Yep.
a crash course in everything
to
the
know
Rad
us a
Company.
little. Yeah.
Just a little bit. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it because of that. Just
It'll
does
be
hold a
good.
special place.
Yeah.
in
Oh,
me.
of course.
It'll be great. No, we're excited for it. We're excited to have you in it. And we hope everybody really watches because of the fact that we're, like Dane says, we're trying to do things to make it so you guys are able to watch all day and not miss a
Lasered in.
single thing and not feel like, now's a chance. We're hoping
Right.
that you'll get what you'll have is the commercial breaks, like what we have in the Q&A where, hey, now's your bathroom break. Now's the time to make sure your Jimmy John's order got placed so you can eat lunch at your desk. But the goal is that you can get your keep that window open, continue watching, and actually enjoy everything we're putting through for TRCMA this year. So we cannot wait for you guys to watch. So please make sure you mark your calendars April 1st through the 4th. Just watch and enjoy.
If for some reason, I know it happens, people are busy, they got lives. If you happen to miss it, it's okay. They will continue to exist on
just keep the
YouTube
window
channel,
open.
But keep the window open. If you walk away, just keep it rolling. That's cool.
Yeah, that's all you need to do.
Nice. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
put it on mute and
Yeah.
just keep the tab up. That's
Yeah,
fine. Keep
none
that
the
window
wiser.
going.
Just
We
have
would
it out
love
there.
that.
So I'm going to pop a question on the screen, but
Okay.
I want Aaron to be able to answer it with us, and then that's when we'll do our swab, because then we'll bring in Anthony to also answer it.
Okay.
So I'm going to have Chris's question pop up on the screen there, if I may. There we go. Chris M., why don't you tell us, Levi, what's up?
Chris M says, I'm doing a garage renovation in the next couple of weeks. What things do you regret doing in your garages, and what did you wish that you did? Okay, so for me to answer this, the thing that I wish I didn't do was move my entire house into that garage.
Oh, okay.
First.
That's
Because it took me over a
good one.
year.
Jeez.
It took me really 3 years to move out of the garage into the house to get everything in. It took me 1 year exactly to get enough room for a car to move in. And I'm talking floor to ceiling with everything from our previous house into that garage. So I've never fully been able to really clean slate that garage because we closed on the house and sold the other house, and literally within 2 weeks moved the entire house into the new house while they were redoing the floors, while they were redoing, we were having painting done, while we were doing all that stuff. And then we moved into the house.
So it's kind of necessity, just everything. has to-
So
move.
that's what I regret, was not doing that, because I would have loved to have had 2 weeks with an empty garage to really build it out the way I wanted to at the time and make it the way I felt it could be. I didn't get a chance to do that. So if I could go back in time, what I would say is I'd rent one of those storage boxes that shows up at your house.
Yeah.
Puts it in the driveway, and then you can open the doors and you just put everything in. And then I can blow out the garage and really clean it and do the stuff that I want to do. That's what I would do. So Dane, your garage?
Yeah, no, I mean, in my previous house, there was an oversized garage. So that was nice. You could fit, bigger cars in there, all right. It wasn't anything to write home about in terms of the design of it, other than just being large. But, it was one of those things where I appreciated that the previous owner had put in a kind of like how Anthony had his folding tables installed on the wall.
Oh, yeah. Had a couple of
The
those.
previous owner had installed basically a permanently up version. So the folding is really nice. Obviously, that's better. But the guy had essentially put in a very large countertop that was just supported by a cross beam. But it was nice. It worked, and you could still store stuff under it. So it worked. But yeah, built-ins and things like that, probably more popular back in the 70s, the 80s, and 90s, like when people did the built-ins in the garage. But nowadays, you got much more aesthetically pleasing cabinets, even say from like Husky or New Age or Sonic, or you list it, you name it, whatever it is, it looks better.
So what? But on your garage, what is it that you wish you could have done in the new garage?
So what I wish I could do that I haven't done, I wish I could take the pillar out of the middle of my garage, because my garage is very strange design.
Load bearing.
My garage is right underneath my kitchen. So my kitchen in my house is above the garage, 2-story, just bam, right there. And of course, the garage gets very cold because I need to get new garage doors to insulate them, do all that stuff. They're very old. They're thin. They're wood. They could use some more attention.
Yeah.
But it gets very cold upstairs as a
So
result of not being insulated.
new garage doors.
New garage doors. I want to get better cabinets, and I want to eliminate that pillar and install some kind of cross brace, although I know that's very expensive to get like a big metal beam or something that can support, but that would be my move.
All right. Aaron?
So my regret is just never organizing or making it into a garage that I can detail in.
Yeah.
So before working here, I don't know if I've ever detailed a car before. Now, you're looking at an
very
ID certified individual.
Yeah,
buddy.
there you go.
Thank you, yes. And so as I have worked on trying to detail, that's a big thing, is that now that I have products and I have tools and all this kind of stuff that I didn't have before, there's no organization to it.
Yeah.
There's no like rhyme or reason to anything. So that's, be organized with your garage. Have everything, and that's probably goes without saying. But
Clean slate it, like
yes,
he was talking about.
That's my regret. Is I need to get that done. I haven't.
There's always a chance to do it. At some point, you could do it.
That's true.
But it requires a lot of time and patience.
With the weather warming up, though.
There you go. We
Yeah,
got a week.
true.
We got a whole week.
There's
Sunny days
promise
for
yet.
spring break.
Yeah.
All right,
And
gentlemen.
on that note,
Thank
time
you,
to do a
Aaron. We
swap
appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Aaron.
Thank you.
We
guys,
appreciate you.
It's always a pleasure joining you.
Aaron, thank you. Holding down the fort here.
Yes, sir. All right. Take care, Aaron.
I heard you guys talking about garages.
So,
Yeah,
Anthony,
so
the question for
answer
you.
Chris's question.
Chris says, I'm doing a garage renovation in the next couple weeks. What things do you regret doing in your garages? And what did you wish you did?
Chris, okay. That's actually a great question.
So I answered it, then
Yeah.
Dane answered it, then Aaron answered it.
So, I don't have any regrets actually with anything that I've put in the garage so far. Mainly because I haven't gone all in one big thing or another, right?
Okay.
Like everything I've built or I've bought has been trickled in over years and years, and I've kind of accumulated everything, but still tastefully did it the way I wanted to do it. So I don't regret anything. I'm not all in one particular thing. I do regret not doing something with the floors when I first moved into the house. And so when I first moved in, it was a fresh build on the house, right? And I was like, I had it like, okay, before I do anything, I'm painting that garage. I even talked about it on the podcast. I'm painting the garage. I got to paint the garage. A garage can be painted at any time, truly, right? But the best time, if you're ever going to do flooring or anything flooring related, is on a clean slate of freshly poured concrete, because you can, and there's nothing in it, right?
Yeah.
Nothing in the garage. I could have went in, got a grinder, hired a team, whatever it could have done. I could have set aside extra time and money
It wouldn't have made a mess.
to afford either epoxy flooring or just done something with the flooring, right?
Yeah.
I could have did
Sealed
I could have sealed the concrete. I could have polished it and then sealed it. I could have done so many different things, but instead I said I wanted to paint. I don't regret painting because I was able to do a really good job and paint everything I needed to do, but I could have had floors done with nothing in the garage, and then at any point in time, I could just pull out a car, move a shelf, paint part of a ceiling, paint part of a wall, mask everything off, and did it, right?
Yeah.
Over time.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been as quick, but I could have done it. But now, if I ever want to do something with flooring, everything's got to come out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I go, well, I got a lot of stuff in there now. So here pretty soon, actually, I just got my budget. I wouldn't call it a Mosmatic wand holder, but I got a budget wand holder that I found. I will be giving you guys a review and telling you where I bought it here shortly. But I got it in yesterday. It looks quite nice. And then I got my MTM hose reel. And so now I am just needing to set up that kind of corner for pressure washing. I was looking on the instructions and it says you shouldn't mount a hose reel onto a stud. I'm like, that's stupid. Why can't you do that, right?
What's their
You need a
logic?
piece. You need a big piece.
Apparently, you
of
need
wood.
a panel or you need a metal
Get a piece of OSB.
thing of, you need something.
So the issue is
there.
the stud's
It's
not
to
wide
distribute-
enough
it's
to
to
accommodate.
distribute the weight.
Distribute the
That
weight.
makes sense.
And so I go, well, that's stupid, right? I didn't know.
Because you want to be in multiple studs.
I didn't know that, right? And so I was asking some of their local professionals here, and by local professionals I mean just Gabe and Josh, because
they're
they've
not-
done this before.
yeah.
And I said, hey, what did you do? Gabe's like, I cut a hole in my drywall and added more wood, and I reinforced it and did this when I did my wall. I'm not doing that.
That does sound like something Gabe would do.
Not going to do that. I mean, granted, his stuff looks really good. I'm not going to put that much work into it. So I said, what's another way? And I think that the OSB, this.
Just go to Home Depot, get a piece of OSB.
And then paint it.
Have
And
it
then, paint it, throw it on the wall, paint it. I think that probably makes the most sense for me to do, and then mount everything to that. So it kind of sucks because I was hoping this weekend I was
You
going to
still
have.
can do that this weekend.
Well, I still can, but I was hoping to have everything hooked up and ready to rock for some pressure washing action here in 60-degree weather, but it seems like it's not going to happen.
I think that's my goal this weekend too. Is I'd like to get the room painted, but I'd like to unbox the Karcher Cube.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe wash my cars.
I don't blame you. You need to have fun with it. Enjoy. But yeah, so I have a couple different projects I'm working on in the house, but I do regret probably not doing the flooring. I genuinely, though, at the time we bought that house, I didn't have money to do.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
I didn't have money to pay for somebody to come in and do epoxy. I probably could have done it myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have been a rush job or a good job. I'm not really sure, but I could have done something, and I didn't. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I guess I would rather have done nothing than done a bad job.
Sure.
That's true. Yeah.
Or done something where the epoxy is like lifting now.
Yeah,
I would have
exactly.
been pissed.
Well, I look at that and go like, how fast 7 years went by in my garage, and I'm just now finally getting a chance to work on it.
Yeah.
I feel good in that. Well, at least I didn't do floors and it's peeling or it's, it got beat up or whatever. Like I feel good in that sense. But for Chris, doing that renovation, I think the biggest takeaway from all of us is having that clean slate to get those projects and those jobs done. So kudos to you. Yeah, good luck.
That's gotta feel good. Chris, you're gonna.
Good question though, Chris.
You're gonna love it, dude. You're gonna have a good time, right?
Yeah.
First in Puerto Rico says Irish Spring, the '80s soap sensation.
Nice.
Franco says, "Pert, make them hurt." Sup, nerds.
I hate you too.
Glove says, Fred Shamrovich says, $7 on a bar soap, too expensive. $30 a liter for car shampoo, no big deal. Lol.
That's
yeah,
right.
I know, right? Joey says, I wonder how well a bar of Irish Spring would foam in a cannon. I don't know. We should try it.
You'd shave it down into little. Oh man,
That would actually be hilarious.
Bearded Hunter. Franco just saying, what up? Bearded Hunter saying, what's up, everybody? Hope your Thursday's going great. You too, brother. Can't wait to see you in a couple weeks. Hans saying, what's up? Hello, guys.
Hey.
Jeff C. I used the clay scrubber with Absolute. No obvious marring upon suspect with a scan grip, but the area wasn't perfect to start with. Just want to know best practice for the future. Yeah, so
That should help.
clay lube or Absolute mixed thick.
Yeah.
Joey Belinsky goes Prospect. I like it.
Of course.
Superauto says they get branded with the Grand Ambassador of the Year, or they get taken to the train station.
Ooh, okay, wow.
Yeah. Joey says he would get a Grand Ambassador of the Year tattoo live in Boise if he were to be so lucky.
Live stream the whole thing.
Everybody saying hi.
Yeah.
Spencer Mason says, I kid you not, Irish spring bars are what farmers use in their shops and tractors to keep mice and raccoons away. They cannot stand the smell.
Oh, yeah, no,
Impressive.
That artificial smell. Yeah, it works.
That in dryer sheets, right? That's what.
Something like
dryer
that,
sheets,
yeah.
something like that too. But yeah, that's a good
Shelby's asking, would TRC ever carry PNS Crystal Wash? Seems like an awesome product. Sydney has been hyping it lately. To tell you the truth, Shelby, it is on our list of new products to be added. So I will let you know soon.
Page 3.
Franco says, Bearded Hunter saying what up. Everybody saying hello. Josh McKay, bar soap.
Ooh.
Duke Cannon is what I've been using. So I bought a couple bars of Duke Cannon. I actually like Duke Cannon.
What's it like?
So they have them available at Fred Meyer's. They're called. They've got like the big brick of soap. It smells like Victory.
Sounds like a cartoon character.
They are. They're kind of. They've got huge lip balms that are like howitzer sized bullets,
Okay.
but they're lip balms for. It's all hair. It's all care products for men, but it's done in the old style,
Like a G.I. Joe kind of
like
aesthetic?
a G.I. Joe aesthetic, but also just a manly aesthetic.
Okay.
So like you can get a bar of Buffalo.
Hyper-masculine.
You can get a bar of soap that's Buffalo Trace whiskey. Oh my god! So it smells
Okay.
like that.
I want to
so they
smell
make-
like an alcohol.
They make a bunch of different kinds. So they've got like
Okay.
Naval Supremacy is another one. Like
Whoa.
it's a very fun
Okay.
company. I like the Duke Cannon. It's not as aromatic as I want it to be
Okay.
for a soap.
So it's some
I wanna-
raw freedom fun. Just
Yeah,
kind of-
but not just rah freedom, Dane.
Okay.
Like old World War II
Okay.
propaganda
So
style.
like,
but then
yeah.
also new stuff. Like I got a can of shampoo that I took to SEMA that was a bar.
Okay.
It was a tin.
Okay.
And you pop out and it was a bar of shampoo.
Okay.
But it was oak whiskey barrel char.
Now, see, that sounds nice.
That's what
like
I
that.
had, and I would do this, and it would suds up, and I'd wash my head and wash my beard
Nice.
with it and rinse off. But it was a bar, so when we left, I just grabbed it in the tin case and
Put it
screwed
back
it
in?
back on and threw it back in my bag. I was good to go.
All right.
Yeah.
So
like that.
Sounds
stuff
like a
like
good time.
that. So they had different versions of that.
So
Alright.
I just have this I mean, like this list just came into my head. This is absolutely crazy.
Oh boy, what?
It's like it could be an amazing channel idea, right? So
You
you
and
know,
me
And you're just going to
showering,
give it to
testing
them
soaps?
for free?
so it's literally okay. Imagine if
Oh,
you
boy.
have a dude right in a garage, right, that has some type of like catch can system in some type of like shower head that comes from the ceiling with a what's it called, like a curtain,
It's just like
right?
it's just a. It's
This
just
sounds like
camp,
a shower cam
just
with
a
extra
camp
steps.
shower.
I don't know
Listen,
about this, man.
camp shower with a curtain, right?
You could
But
do
I
this
don't
in
know
your
about
garage.
but a whole presentation table on saying like, all right, guys, Anthony here and Taylor taking a look at Irish Spring.
Why are we not doing that?
And just me.
Why are we
just
not? We have
listen.
a shower in that other
Listen,
office
and
over
listen.
there.
And then
We
I'd
could go
say-
do that.
And then I'd say, all right, so we're going to break down all the ingredients, and I'm going to use Irish Spring for a week. I'm going to let
Yeah.
you know how my skin feels
The Chocolate
afterwards, right?
Factory has
So-
dual showers. You and I could be in each
So,
shower.
like,
Dane could be
it's-
filming us.
It's like
I am
it's-
terrified to know what's down those drains.
Like it's nothing. It'd be nothing like sensual or anything like that. It would just literally be like
Doesn't
like,
sud.
I could have like just I don't know, shorts on or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
But you see me go use it, and I kind of talk about it. I go, okay, so look, here's what I like.
Why are we not doing that?
I liked the way that I could say I like the way the surface tension felt on my
Right,
skin.
yeah.
just
and,
call the channel
all the
YMCA
detailing stuff.
After Hours.
and then just
No, we
talk,
do
but,
that.
But there's so many different soaps. Like think of how many bar soaps there are. There's
How many
Oh my
cremos we've
wow.
gone
hundreds,
through?
right?
So
How
many
many
cremos.
cremos? Like nobody's stepped up to the plate. Like we've heard about like men's like skincare, right?
Why are we not
And
doing
there's-
that?
and there's-
$1 million idea.
And there's dude pushing
It's our new YouTube
Neutrogena
channel.
and cover CoverGirl or whatever it is. Different things for men's or Clinique, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But nobody has done like focused, concentrated reviews.
Soap reviews.
on soaps.
Yeah, body
and
washes.
bar soaps.
Yeah.
It's an untapped market.
What-
there you go.
I want to make one tonight.
Like,
All right.
I
Why are
feel-
we not doing
I
this?
feel
Hello,
like
Eddie. I'll
that
wave and say
channel
hi.
Alrighty, we're going to rock this. We're going to make this happen.
would be
So,
nuts.
I think it's a great
Oh,
idea.
actually,
You guys should create competing channels.
Mountain Town Detail. Holy smokes, VB is multi-star. Okay, well, that makes a lot more
That-
sense.
There you
clears up
go.
a lot.
VB is multi-star in the U.S. I knew it had shown
There
up.
you
I didn't,
go.
well, no, but I didn't know that was the same formula.
I knew it was close. It had to. That's why I said Green Star.
That's a whole lot of hello.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. It literally looks
I know,
the same,
but I'm just
smells the
saying that
same.
it was in my head. I'm like, there was one. I couldn't remember multi-star.
I still did. I still have a lot of. You know what you've been using multi-star for?
I've already burned up all my multi-star. I
you,
need more.
you have, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty
Dude,
quick.
I use it as a pre-cleaner. I was using it as a pre-cleaner.
So I used it on my tires. I used it on my
Like inner
fender
fender
wells.
wells,
I used
tires,
it.
yeah.
I used it on
Lowers.
exhaust. I used it on things like that. But insane floor cleaner.
What?
In my concrete,
Oh.
in my concrete OEM
Okay.
garage, right? I put that on I sprayed on the ground, and then I use my pressure washer spinner thing to clean my floors. Holy smokes, dude!
Okay.
Insane.
Yeah.
Done.
Franco says, an hour ago I saw a mobile detailer, went home, grabbed my flips, and went to ask if they'd like to buy them used, still in the package. She said no and pointed to the gnarliest brush I've ever seen and said, I used that. He goes, I mean, not used, still in the package. Mobile detailers in my area are cray-cray. A lot of people just don't know products. That's it.
true.
They
Well, you
they
don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, they
right?
don't. A lot of people don't investigate when they're in the detailing realm, and sometimes if they're an employee for a company, It's not the employee's job. It's a job to them. It's not like, I don't know, hard to describe, but
It's
I'll
something
say
you
this.
take initiative with if you're
There
going to
was
find out.
times when I was an employee and I would want to learn about new products. I would look at them and my boss would say, "They were not buying that. You want it, you buy it." And I have to make the decision, should I buy that and try it for myself? But is that going to be something I have to change? And now I have to buy that for myself every time I use it. And that takes away from the cost of, if that's a $6 item that I'm going to burn up on one day on 3 cars, that's going to come out of my pocket every day. That's not really worth the price. But when I opened my own shop and I actually had the capacity to go, what is it that I want to do? That's when I really started deep diving hard into products, when it was my facility.
Yeah.
But I still had employees that were just like, cool, what do I use? All right. They never wanted to expand outside of that. Some were just that
the
way.
Comfort zone. You don't want to go outside of it.
And the
You're
only
just
time we'd ever have
there.
somebody show you something different is on the truck. The MVP supply truck, when it would show up at a business.
Hi,
And you
Tom.
go, what new stuff do you got? And Tom's like, oh, have you tried this? Pretty rad. And he give you a sample.
Yeah.
And then you go, what's the cost on this? What's the breakdown? And then we would order it and buy a different thing. Or my guys would go, can we get that? Yeah, let's try it out.
Sure.
So, but that was all. But I tried to foster that. But a lot of people just don't. It works for them. They don't see a reason to change. So, Mr. 411.
Mr. 411.
441.
I'm not dyslexic. I just like.
Not
saying
sure
Mr.
if it was asked
411.
during the wash yesterday, but what's the longevity of the KCX SO2 product? Definitely interested for jobs that don't want a long-term coating. It's a 6-month wax. It's a car wax. Don't think of it as a coating. It is a
No.
car wax. That's what it is.
Which is very nice to use. It's a
3 to
pleasant
6
product.
months, depending on how it's washed, how it's cared for, where it sits. It's a high-gloss finishing wax, which means it's on the lower end of the spectrum in terms of durability.
But it looks good.
But it looks really good. So, but it is not a coating. Please do not
Don't
confuse
say it's
it.
a coating. Do not tell
We
your
were just
customers
talking
it's a
about the
coating.
application process is in that same vein.
Right.
Franco, they're the ones with the trailer with a huge tank of water and a cooler full of the cheapest chems and tools you could possibly buy. Yeah, that's also what they do too.
If
A
it
lot
gets
of
the
folks are
job
like
done.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Anthony, you want to do Hans?
Han says, I always use quad-aught steel wool to clean exhaust tip. Sometimes only steel wool and sometimes combined with optimal metal polish.
That's a great combo right there.
Optimal metal polish is also a killer.
Yes.
A plus product right there.
Yeah.
Next up here, we've got onto page
go back
2 or 3.
Right at the top there.
Franco.
Yes, we got Jeff.
Jeff says, I have no need for it at this point, but reactivation shampoo is safe for DB36 if needed. Would you use active foam first and then do a pH neutral wash last? I just probably wouldn't even use reactivation shampoo on DB36, honestly. I think DB36 likes alkaline-based products better. I think it's safer on that particular coating, so I'd use active foam.
I would say, Jeff, because you've been washing and taking care of your car, Anthony's right, active foam would work. If you were a customer who just put that on and then they came back to you in a year and you don't really know how they've washed it, then I would say reactive shampoo would be fine
That's
for that
sure.
situation.
Yeah.
Because I've done that where I've put reactive shampoo on Diamond Body 36 and it actually really does well. But again, it's on a vehicle that is not normally washed or cared for appropriately.
Shelby B says, is GSF pH neutral? Yes, pretty much. It's like a 7.5.
Yeah, Pearl works just as well too.
Pearl
for
is
that.
also
yeah,
pH
as
neutral.
a pH neutral soap.
Franco says, Jeff C., I've used CarPro Reset and then D-Scale followed up with DIY water spot remover on my DB36 and brought it back to life. It was pretty dead. Good to know.
Follows up. There you go.
I imagine the soaps you have are like CarPro soaps I've got. Maybe guys will let you know for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then he says thanks. And then we're back in the running with Greg. Am I on a car detailing podcast? That was
Yes,
said
Greg,
right around
you
the
know
middle
that.
of our man soap.
Franco says, yeah,
Discussion.
buddy, I haven't torture tested the DB36, but it has stood up to some pretty stout alkaline and acidic soaps for sure. Joey, I got my daytime cologne and my nighttime cologne. And he goes, do I need more options,
Dude,
Anthony?
you absolutely need more options. Honestly,
He doesn't wash it
it's-
off, though. He just piles one on
dude,
top of the
it's
other.
I have a disgusting amount of cologne that I
You
keep.
have a disgusting amount of knowledge about colognes.
I know, but I have a disgusting amount of cologne, and it's like I only really do wear like 2 different scents because my wife hates all the other stuff. She hates the fancy stuff.
You're a regular Tony
which is
Fragrance
nice.
over
Which
here.
I like the niche stuff. I think like the niche stuff smells like super good, and I think that
Well, you want to smell
I don't
memorable.
know. Like, I tell her, I'm like, what do you think about this one? This one has more of like a bubblegum scent. She goes, I hate that. And I go, but it's like bubblegum, but like masculine at the same time. She goes, no, I hate that. I go, okay, well, this one,
Honestly, that sounds kind of terrible.
this one's more
So,
like
Augie
bergamot
yesterday-
based. You know, this one has clove in it, and she doesn't like. She likes the. She
So
likes
I have
spice ball.
I have
That's her favorite
now.
I
one.
have certain scents that I'm allowed to that Carly loves.
Yeah.
I got her on the 1 million.
Yeah.
She loves
Okay,
that.
there you
Oh,
go.
1
Like,
million's amazing.
She's like,
Was
done.
it Paco Rabanne?
Classic.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, I love that scent. That's all I want you smelling like.
Classic sweet is what that is.
Yeah. So I have,
I'm over
my-
here with Dior sausage.
yeah. But I have my
Savage, I know.
bearded struggle oils and
Yeah.
balms, and I try to keep them in the similar vein scent as my 1 million, so they don't compete.
Yeah.
Right. Augie yesterday came to me when we were getting ready, and he goes, "You need to put some cologne on." I said, "What do you need cologne for?" And he goes, "I just want it."
Okay.
And I was like, "I'm not going to give you a spray of 1 million, but here's what I'm going to do: give him a little bit of a Viking Storm.
Oh, all right.
Put it on my hands there. Wiped his cheeks a little bit.
Now he
Put
can
it on his
smell it all
neck.
day long.
Yeah, put it on his shirt. It's just
There you go.
oil,
Yeah.
right? Put
It's
it
not,
on there.
It's not
And he
hurting
was like,
anything.
"It smells good." He was stoked. He
Yeah.
was like, he felt like $1 million walking into school yesterday.
Well, he will. It builds.
That's how he
confidence.
got those cards from the pilots, probably because they smelled
Yeah.
him.
Builds confidence
Yeah, there
in
you go.
all ages.
Super
right.
Auto saying shout out to Old Spice, High Karate, and Brute by Fabergé.
Brute.
Franco, Joey Belinsky, Brute and Curve.
Oh, curve.
Jay's all this talk about scents makes me recall the days Anthony came up with.
Oh, when he came up with his own.
Cool water if you want the ladies, Franco. Yeah, that's how it goes, man. And then
Oh,
everybody
green
said,
curve is totally a Joey Belinsky
So,
set.
yeah.
You know, I haven't even met Joey
What a
Belinsky.
tall guy said.
But like, green curve, because my friend Randy, right, was a green curve guy growing up in high school. He like swore by it. It was green curve, green curve. We would pick it up at like the not Ross, but like what
That feels like a Walgreens or a Ross thing.
yeah, like it's not Walgreens. I mean, Walgreens did sell it, but it was like
CVS.
like TJ Maxx, right? TJ Maxx had a
Oh,
ton
I
of
used to get the
yeah.
small bottles of Hugo Boss at Walgreens for like $10.
yeah.
And I'd always keep them in my glove box.
Yeah.
The Oldsmobile.
What was funny, so that's
TJ Maxx would
I figured
have
him
that.
to be a green curve guy, but what was hilarious, I think I turned 19, right? And it was my first time ever smelling Polo Black, right?
Yeah.
Polo Black is a very like interesting
Yeah.
scent, right? But it's not bad. It's kind of mass appealing. Dude, I bought it. I loved it. I used Polo Black for like I think like 3 years, like every single day. I couldn't even smell it anymore by the time I got done using it. But it is like
just lost all
it's a mid 30 to mid 40-year-old scent, right?
Yeah.
And I was rocking that when I was like 20, 21. Not good. I wish I knew more. I wish I knew more about what I know
you were
now.
learning. That's but just think, if you have another child, pass that on down.
Well, what I wish people
Scents.
like influencers like Jeremy Fragrance were around when I was in my early 20s. Dude.
I vote for Burberry Touch. I like Burberry Touch
that's
a
a
lot.
good one. Yeah.
That's another TJ Maxx
I
fragrance.
like that one a
Yeah.
lot.
yeah.
All right, we've got Umberto saying, team, you got to try the Obey Your Body, their aftershave. Not only does it smell great, but also lubricates your skin. That is the
Check
goal.
that out. Joey says, yeah, my go-to now is YSL. Light bottle for the day, black bottle for the night.
YSL. I thought that it is very
Yves
good.
Saint Laurent.
Yep.
And then Franco saying, the last one I bought was Burberry, and that was over 15 years ago. Not much of a cologne guy.
It's okay. You
Burberry
don't have,
Touch
you
is
don't
still-
have
Well, like I
to
said,
be-
Franco, now they make, you go to beardstruggle.com, pick up some of their great
There you
scents,
go.
their oils, balms. You can put it, even if you don't have a beard, put it on your skin. It's a great, moisturizer for your skin. Dane's got some of the Bearded Struggle
I
products.
actually really like the way those smell.
It's great. They're simple,
Odin's
easy.
Virtue.
Yeah, that's a good one.
With the Storm one.
Viking Storm.
That was good.
Yeah. Jay's Car Channel, that time that Anthony came up with the scent of a young German man enjoying themselves.
Where's G. Davis when you need him?
Oh, man.
Remember, guys, ask
dude.
detailing questions, get detailing answers. Ask something else. This gets off the rails real quick.
Oh, man. It's so funny.
Yeah, Franco with a very
no.
strange one. That's hilarious.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to say it out loud. It's
Oh,
Super
boy,
Auto.
yeah.
So funny how Dane's arm hair looks so much thicker and darker when the camera zoomed in on his bartender skills.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
magically turned
weird.
into a different person.
It's like he was a different person.
It's almost like I turned into a guy named Josh, who
Harry-
actually has bartender skills.
Harry Housewife, what's up, Darren? Saying, sup, my guys.
Hey.
Much love. Catch up with us tomorrow on my morning drive. Can't wait to see you all. Sorry. In just over a few weeks, all ready to go.
He needs that honey to wake up, get him that sugar rush.
Also, hello to everyone in the comments. Sorry not been in the live chat. Working on some things, keeping busy. Not a problem, Darren. Excited to see you, brother. Cannot wait.
We're very
It's
excited.
gonna be a fun time.
We're
To
very
have you
excited.
in the States is really cool.
You're gonna love it.
Anthony,
You're gonna feel very welcome here.
Make you feel at home.
I need emails for all of our Grand Ambassadors so that I can send them their confirmation numbers for their hotel rooms.
Oh, I thought
yeah.
I've been waiting on that for like 2 weeks.
You need emails so you can make their satchels.
That's important.
That too. We gotta make their sashes.
I was going to say sashes, not
Sashes,
satchels.
not satchels,
Next thing I
sashes.
know, you're going to say get them bandoliers and put
Yeah.
cologne in the
I'm thinking
holders
like
or something.
I would
gold
love
with
that.
like some silver
They look like little shotgun shells, but they're
printing,
actually
maybe
cologne.
black printing, black
You gotta
diamonds.
find who can make
I
that.
know.
Actually, a shotgun shell.
Make
little
'em on
cologne
Amazon.
tester
We can order 'em
thing
all.
Would be pretty cool.
All right, DVK
Hey,
popping in saying the
Dylan.
suspense is killing me.
What's the suspense for?
I don't know.
I don't know.
And then he said, if you had to repurpose a detailing product for use on a beard, which product would you choose and why? Asking for a friend.
Okay.
Oh.
one would
I
you
would
do?
probably do
On scent alone.
scent alone.
Yeah.
I would do coconut earth,
Coconut Earth is a
which is, if
Very
you're
good
wondering,
choice.
Dylan, it's
Niche though.
it is Stjarnaglass's Mata mixed with Stjarnaglass's Snow. Snow is naturally a coconut scent. Mata is a kind of a foresty, woodsy scent. It's kind of a neat. It's very. That's what I would do if I had the option and I had those two vials there. That's what I'd do.
I hadn't thought of it before,
Mix
but I'm
that
with
up.
you. I would do that.
That was an amazing combination. Coconut Earth, right? I know
Very
it
good.
would have been inevitable that somebody would have combined the two together.
Yeah, but we combined it.
But we combined it and we came up with that name, and it literally is exactly what that is. I don't know what else. If I were to repurpose another detailing product for use on a beard,
maybe super foam.
Are we talking scent alone?
Yeah, like if you just
you're
could take
basically
that
making a
scent.
new beard oil
But he
out of a
didn't
make a
detailing
beard oil
scent.
out of
But
it.
Dylan did not specify scent, so that's why I don't know.
No, that's what he's saying. If you had to repurpose a detailing product to be used on your beard, what product would you choose and why?
Because
Asking for
obviously,
a
if
friend.
something has like
I was
a
going to say
chemical
protector
effect-
wax from Coach Chemics, then you have amazing water behavior.
Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
one
sure,
too.
yeah.
and
But
ease of application.
I know you'd care about the scent. You wouldn't want
Yeah.
that solventy scent.
So realistically, I have yet to see like a fresh honey scent, like Coach Chemi's their wax, right?
Yeah.
Their hand wax that has the most
W001.
natural smelling like honey scent, right?
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
I think that in a beard would go hard, right?
That
And
would.
I think it would attract all the bees.
Oh wow!
I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mhm.
And I'm not talking about bees.
I was just saying, I don't
talking
think he's talking about bees.
lady
Yeah.
bees,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Or maybe in Dylan's case,
most
his
bees
wife.
Are. Yeah, most bees are.
Okay, that's
ladies.
important.
Smell like honey.
Emmanuel Garabay saying, "What is the official scent of active foam?" Looking for
It is sandalwood.
Okay. Done.
It is sandalwood, but it
smells a little
not as
different than your
strong.
typical sandalwood, though.
So
Little
Active
different.
Foam's sandalwood has more of like a interesting
it's
smell.
more of a sandalwood
It's
scent.
because of the chemical.
Yeah.
Maybe the chemical changes the way it smells.
It almost
so,
enhances it, though. Like it smells even better than your typical kind of
dude,
sandalwood.
well, I know that KCX pumps Active Foam and Super Foam up with so much scent. It's ridiculous because of
Because
the
it's
fact
a
that
strong product.
it's a tunnel wash soap. It initially started as a tunnel wash soap. So the idea is that your car would
it
would
smells
have a
that you'd get
pleasant
that
scent.
Scent coming through the vents.
Yeah, and it gets you addicted to going through tunnel
Well,
washes
yeah.
in
Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah,
I don't blame them.
pretty
No,
much.
it's a good thing.
Joey says, Anthony, I painted some OSB white for my hose reel, and I'm slowly covering it in stickers now.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm probably going to end up doing that. I probably will go get some OSB here in the next day or so, and I'm going to have to remount my shelf, unfortunately. But I need to do it right. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. It'll look good, I think.
Yeah.
Nice. Ooh.
Toyota dude that is not Gabe
I was just say this isn't
says,
Gabe.
hello, much needed attention. Been stashing some new products for the winter that I've been itching to try out. Love everything you guys are doing down there.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Toyota.
Toyota dude.
Appreciate you.
Jojo Crawdaddy saying, what's up, fellers? What's up, man?
What's up?
And then super chat from Jay's Car Channel with a happy Friday Eve and St.
nice.
Patrick's Day, bro.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Jace.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Dane's going to use that money to buy himself several Guinnesses this weekend.
That's not what that's
It all
for.
goes
Where it
fast.
goes, right
No,
into
but
his
it's-
checking account. Super Auto 2K says Duke Cannon offers a line called Shamrock
Ooh,
and
Shamrock.
Shamrock Thick.
Shamrock thick. Whoa. Okay,
Nice.
that's
There you go.
Wow.
Yep. And then Joey says, anyone else busting out their Shamrock Shine this weekend?
You should.
Well, maybe you will be busting out Shamrock Shine.
Oh, is that might be something somewhere.
Oh, wow, giving away more news. Whoa.
Riggs
What?
920 says, I had a Reuben for lunch. Is that close enough? That's pretty close.
That's pretty close.
Franco, can I
Taco
put
Reuben.
green dye in my Jamie Edition Clean Maker?
Hey.
Probably not.
Oh, that's going to look.
I mean, it might be a little weird.
David says
David
Soap Channel
voice.
Podcast.
Dude,
That's for the shower cast.
Like, you need the right backdrop and setting. I've been thinking about this since we talked about it.
just an awkwardly placed standing shower, like a military base style shower.
Now
in the
we've
middle.
got two of them over there.
No, I'm saying in the middle of a giant empty warehouse.
We
Make it
got
feel
two of
weird
them
and
over
remote.
there.
Yes.
Make
Yeah.
it feel extremely like dark.
We have
all around
two.
except one.
Dane, have you
central
seen the
light.
showers in the chocolate factory?
Dane, are you interested in starting this soap channel with me?
Aesthetically, I could nail it, but at the same time,
could do
it
this.
feels borderline criminal. And
All we
I
have to
don't
do is
know
create
about
a
it.
create a
You're
small
creating
proposal.
a YMCA shower
Diverse
cam in the
influence.
middle of a warehouse.
Nope.
That's so
It is,
sketchy.
dude. It is no more criminal than every dude on TikTok, whenever it is, taking their shirts off, flexing in the gym. Everything's covered.
Yeah.
You're just literally soaping up and then rinsing off,
Well,
and you're
you
talking
have
about the
you have that
experience.
like little courtesy curtain that goes around kind of thing.
Don't
with
even
little
need to do
vinyl.
that.
Dude, it's the lather test, right? The skin test, the smell test, and the whatever test, right?
100%.
Yeah, it has to pass all three of these things. You would have an endless supply of soaps from either online through niche places and or going to Walmart, right, and
Yeah.
picking up whatever Target off the
Yeah,
shelf.
buy
right?
4 or 5 soaps a
And
week. You're good for
there's
the month
new-
of
there's-
content.
Because
Give you a new video every
because
week.
Old Spice has such a great marketing department and they're continually coming out with new soap scents.
They're among
you're
the
gonna
very
have
best.
a never-ending supply of content.
Yep.
That's true.
100%.
It's a sickeningly
It's
good
true.
idea.
Why are
I
we
just-
not doing it?
Because I don't know where we would film it.
How much of our budget can we
MOSHQ.
allocate to
I have
hiring
a-
Terry Crews for a day?
MOSHQ now has a sink with a pull-out handle.
Levi,
We get our buddy over there. We have him hook up a shower head. We do it in my garage. It just rolls down the driveway.
I'm just picturing like a gigantic warehouse or gymnasium, and then in the very middle you have one light, just a singular focus. Key
No,
light
it's just a
points
shot
straight
from
down
here up.
onto the.
It needs to be a well thought out plan for it to actually work. The camera has to be high quality, right? Like it needs to be shot like with intention that it
What
is
if we
going to
just
take
live
off.
stream it? What if you just live stream it always?
This is yeah. I don't.
All right, we're giving away too much
don't know.
good stuff.
Yeah, no. Somebody might
Mark
copy
Abar,
us
question
and
for
get there
Anthony.
first.
Have you tried the new Dynabraid machine? I know you don't care for forced action, but if you haven't tried it, you need to. Just say
Mark, I have,
have not.
not had a chance to try that yet. Honestly, I haven't even held the machine yet. So, I don't know any here that locally that has one. But if anyone wants to bring one by, I'm happy to give it a shot. Happy to give it
Sure.
a rip.
And
I'll
give
you-
real feedback.
And I'll give you my honest thoughts about it.
I know you were blown away by the Mirka when you were using it
Oh,
over
the
in
Mirka
Florida.
was the Mirka.
That was
the
crazy.
Mirka made my
the
mouth
sound I could
water.
hear. I've never been able to hear a tool that sounded so buttery smooth. It was crazy. Just the way it sounded
It's
alone.
sickening that I asked how much is this polisher, and the response was like $800, right?
You didn't even flinch.
And I didn't like. Normally
go,
I would have like
You
a
would normally
reaction,
recoil, yeah,
but
like, that's crazy.
I just said
Your brain kind of
Yeah.
went, it's kind of worth it.
probably swing that, right?
Like it's weird how much it affects you when you're holding it. And you're
America's-
going, my God, a polisher could be that smooth.
America's insane. It is.
Super Auto saying for Anthony, there is an Irish Spring scented Speed Stick deodorant.
I think there is. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
then Al asking, how's the performance of PNS Metal Bright liquid metal polish? Great,
Good.
but I would recommend you throw a stainless steel something in the bottle just to help break it up, because the biggest problem Metal Bright has
ball bearing guy.
is it separates so much, and you'll sit and shake and shake and shake, and you feel like you're only pouring out a little bit of liquid and not the actual
it's got
product.
to break it.
It's so thick on the bottom and clean on the top. So you
Metal Bright does have some serious separation issues,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you can figure out a way to mix it up properly, it's a fantastic.
It's a great product.
I mean, that's what they're using in Air Force One.
Air Force
Yeah.
One does it.
Mark says, hey, Levi, what's the biggest vehicle you have done corrected and coded by yourself?
I feel like you definitely remember if you'd done a
biggest?
crazy one.
Nah, like corrected and coded. was just like a newer, has been like what I did last
Suburban or
week. It's a
something?
newer Suburban.
Okay. Not like a semi truck or.
No, I've corrected semis.
Okay, but not coated. Yeah.
And I've corrected RVs. I think the biggest project was when Matt and I went out and did an 8-hour on-site compound and polish of a guy's RV that was parked in front of his shop.
Okay.
And he lived out of state, and he parked an RV, 40-foot RV out front, and we had to go at one part of the day so that we could get half of it done, and then we had to wait till the next day, come back at a different time so that we could get the opposite side out of the sun just to get it done properly.
But like
that was probably the biggest.
90% of your individual, like you just doing the thing, experience is probably like Suburbans and smaller.
Yeah,
right?
I don't do a lot of huge stuff, mostly.
Talk to Luke Berge.
Yeah. Demo saying, afternoon, everybody. What's up, brother?
Or Spencer, for that matter.
Super Auto with a Slop Dog scented line of soap, deodorant, and cologne coming soon to TRC.
That would be a horrific name to have on some soap. It just has Slop Dog on it. You're like, what brand is this?
Riggs 920 says, I'm still a fan of the original Stetson. Oh, the memories. You know, my grandma, her favorite scent is Stetson, right?
Ooh.
And so God bless her. God bless her heart. She's so nice, but she knows that me and my brother are into clones. I think it was like 2 Christmases ago. She got him a bottle of Stetson, and he was like, "Oh, thanks, Grandma." And I looked at him. I go,
You gonna use all that?
Like, put on the Stetson.
She bought that for you.
Put it on. He goes, I don't want to wear it right now. He goes, it's so strong.
It's like Christmas Story with the bunny costume. I don't want to put it on. Your aunt got you this. You're gonna
put it on. You're gonna smell. Super Auto with it. Back in the day, Jovan Musk was the shizzle till I moved up to Lagerfield for the nightlife. I'm old. I remember the Jovan Musk.
Don't skip Benjamin.
It'd be in my mom's like. She'd get like all the makeup and just like the Cosmo magazines and stuff. She always had a Jovan Musk pull out. I remember always smelling it when I was like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
But,
they used to have
Benjamin
those
Lott
scented cards.
Says Anthony, Yves Saint Laurent, Eau de Parfum is magical.
Yeah.
That's
Say that again?
It's Eau de Parfum.
we still got to get you certified
Your
as
French
a nose.
is bang on.
Yeah, my French is not super great. I just call it, YSL Parfum.
Nathan, what's up, dude?
Hey,
Saying
it's
rocking the Duke Cannon, Buffalo Trace, and Killian's Angels share.
Sounds
if I
good.
get pulled over, I'm going to have to do some
Like
explaining.
that,
Yeah.
Nathan.
That reminds me, remember when like Masterson's had like the weed scent spray and then the whiskey scent spray, and you're like, why would you spray that in your car? You're asking for so much trouble.
Used to
There
spray
And then you
thousands.
filled my office with it. You just sprayed it on the fan. Walked away, it melted the numbers off of the fan.
I sprayed so much of the Masterson's weed.
the fan
and
started to melt.
Weed and
that was
whiskey
great.
sent
It
into
destroyed
Dane's
his fan.
office. No, and I also did stripper scent inside there from chemical guys.
Right.
I did all 3 of them, and I did them so guys. I did them so heavy,
So oily.
that it was
so
that it
oily.
was humid in his office. Like
Yeah.
you walked in.
I'm kind of like sweating, but it's like the actual like stripper scent. It's just like
Scent
dripping.
all over himself. Yeah.
I was in tears when I did that. That was horrible. But it was
You
so
know,
funny.
most of that was just me crying because my eyes were burning. It did smell pretty good though.
Toyota Dude says, hello everyone from Lewiston, Idaho. Decent weather ahead. Been stashing some new products over the winter that I'm itching to try out this week. Love everything you guys are doing down there.
Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you.
I really
Toyota
feel like
dude.
you need to talk with Gabe. You and Gabe would have a lot in common. What
it's
is
got
this?
some green watermelon airheads
All right.
for
That's
us.
very nice.
Single.
That was
Kind of
nice
felt
of it.
aggressive the way
Yeah.
you threw them in
They're
here.
It'll
stale.
tear out. They're
Yeah.
very hard, and
Oh,
they'll tear out my fillings.
Okay, well, we don't
Thank
wanna
you
do
guys.
that.
I appreciate
Thank
that. Anna Longfield, hey, what care routine would you guys use on an expensive Snap-on toolbox? Pretty much whatever you're going to put on the car. But realistically, a quick detailer and some sort of sealant or protectant on it. Do whatever you want.
On
Anna.
my Husky toolboxes,
Yeah,
right?
what are you
I
using?
use paint gloss, right? Sure, just a quick and easy clean.
Wipe it down, clean it up.
Yeah. And then every once in a while, I might get a little crazy. I've bead makered my toolboxes before. Does feel slick. Does feel nice.
Top of my freezer in my garage.
Yeah.
I use that. I'll do paint gloss. Sometimes when it's really dirty, I'll clean it with a little O&R first, wipe it down, and then I bead maker the top of it.
I feel like because it's Snap-on,
Stays
it would
nice.
be a painted toolbox.
It would be, yeah.
Compared to some others where you may get like a metal one or something. But
Jeff C. Saying, Levi, you said you had been trying the DIY's Gold Standard polish a while back. Given the same paint pad, how does the cut compare to the last cut? I'm gearing up to correct coat my wife's car.
Coat my wife. Okay.
The
Wife's
last
car, yes.
cut is still hands down the GOAT. It's amazing.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm done. Boom.
Anna Longfield says, also watching the Matt Mormon absolutely lose his mind with Anthony was hilarious.
Those are some of my favorite
Have a good
videos.
time.
If
Yeah.
you enjoyed that, go back a long time back in time. You can look at the IK Sprayer video on the Obsessed Garage channel. That was the first time we did a little collab on there. The commenters had no idea what to do with Anthony. It was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Emmanuel saying, that explains why my client's car smelled like active foam for hours and got me addicted, lol.
Well,
Dude, they pump it. There's so much scent in those products.
Yeah.
That's why they're so much fun.
yeah.
Toyota dude says, sorry, user error with the earlier comment. Not
That's
a problem.
okay. We got you.
And then Super Auto Al saying, so frother the PNS Metal Bright before using it. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, you can, man, if you want. And then he says, the only bottle of Stetson I ever had a decorative metal shaker top on it.
Okay,
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
pretty cool.
Anna says, I'm worried about greasy fingerprints on the toolbox. Yeah, so just even paint gloss is a great,
I think paint gloss
Great
would
product.
probably be the best thing.
yeah.
Yeah, you take care of that. You take care of those investments, and they're going to take care of you.
That's right.
There you go.
Right, I like that. So we'll leave this open for just another couple minutes,
Yeah.
but I will say again, head to theradcompany.com
Yes.
to go and pick up yourself a mystery box for yourself. The sale does end on Monday night, and so once it's gone, it's gone. So. $77.77 gets you in the door. You're going to have a variety here, 4 different mystery boxes to choose from. And so which one to pick, I can't tell you, but I recommend getting probably 2.
Yeah.
Probably. I feel like
If you can afford it, too.
probably.
would be
Maybe
great.
4. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe 1. Whatever you feel like.
When you say 2 or 4, though, what they're hearing is pick number 2
Oh,
or number
no,
4. So you got to
no.
be clear. You're saying buy 2 different boxes.
4
No,
different
yeah.
boxes.
Or 4 different boxes
different
if you're
boxes.
feeling really spicy.
And then also pick up a new hat, too, because the new hats are really, really cool. But we do have a lot of fun with these sales. Make sure to pick this up because I actually don't think the next sale is going to be until TRCMA. And
Speaking of TRCMA,
yeah. Oh.
bring that website back up if you
Sorry.
can, Nick,
Yeah.
so that folks can see that they can click on that link because
The
we didn't get to do
homepage.
that at the beginning of the
It's okay.
show,
There may be a
but
little technical
maybe
difficulty
not being
back
able
there,
to
but
pull
it's
that back.
okay.
There
Oh,
it is.
All right.
All right. April 1st through the 4th, you're going to get to see a lot of great brands. We've already got some of the products arriving that some of these companies are going to be debuting at the show, so you don't want to miss it. Check out the schedule right there every single day, all the different brands. You can click on the link there and view the full schedule if you want, but that is all the brands we've got. Everybody's here. We're super excited for folks to be able to check it out and watch along at home. Please mark your calendars, mark your YouTube channel to make sure that you are ready to rock and roll.
As you can see, as Levi here had on the main website, if you go to theradcompany.com and you look from left to right, it's the very last one on the right there. That's what you're looking for, TRCMA. The homepage will look different, but just go click on that TRCMA. That will give you what you're looking for right here.
There you
And
go.
as you may have noticed down below, there are arrows on the right side. You can scroll through and actually see the different presenters on those days. So everybody's there. You got their schedule. You can make a reminder for yourself, customize just for the ones you want to watch. But we do recommend you watch all of them because we worked really hard on this, and we want you to enjoy it. So anyway, man, what a great show we got coming
Amazing.
up. But hopefully you enjoyed today's show as well.
Benjamin.
Anna, yes, CleanMaker woodwork.
Benjamin, B pillars if they're scratched up, polisher, 3-inch polisher, a little bit of last cut compound, like probably an orange or yellow pad, should be able to clean those up and get them good. So don't stress out too much about it. It is unfortunate, but I'm glad the repairs are done.
And Anna says she bought it used, wondering how also to clean
okay.
it up without using water. So paint gloss, CleanMaker, both of those will work great. If you want to try and polish out some spots, you can. It's mostly just a acrylic enamel on the paint surface. Doesn't have like a clear coat on it. But yeah, you can buff it out.
I've never buffed a toolbox. I have no idea.
But yeah.
Okay, cool guys. Well, thank you so much, Dane. Please take us home to the promised land, the green land, the end of the rainbow.
All right. So we've already shown you the website. We've explained TRCMA. You know all that, but you know what you could do right now before you leave? give us a big old thumbs up. We'd really appreciate that. Feel good, and we'd have a wonderful way of presenting to other people that this is worth watching. That's what we want. So please do that on your way out the door, and we will catch up with you next week on the Rag Company podcast, where I'm sure we'll have fun stuff to talk about. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Happy St. Patrick's Day this weekend, and stay lucky out there. We'll see you.
See ya.